I'm going to go ahead and recap what happened last week for everybody. So, as the ritual took place and there was a resurrection of the town, they all came to a town of ruin. The party had went through and kind of meandered and picked through some stuff. One of which was Malachi, who found a deck of 22 cards. And it just so happened that there was one really good draw that came out of the deck. And then another individual said, it can't all be bad, and pulls it. And as they pull it, their soul leaves their body and they fall on the ground, catatonic.
Not how that shit went when you did
After the person who drew the original card declined to actually draw again after saying they were going to. However, at the end of the night, they still drew another card. Now, the rest of the party went through and started planting from Numi's bag of seeds since she was on the ground catatonic, and sprouted a world tree in which they stood fast in on the other side of the Mornstead Mountains. They were waiting for it to fully gestate and open up. And Luna got left behind, as she had not woken up on time. So, after they had entered in and had been given directions on what to do, they are sitting there floating, about to try to navigate their way through the celestial plane. Now, Luna,
Yes.
what would you like to try to do right now?
Well, since everybody's left me, I guess I'll roll a perception check to see if anybody left me anything.
All right, go ahead and roll survival. If you are going to try to actively sniff them out,
Yep.
because I am not playing this as you have been gone for the whole time that they were away, I am giving
Alright.
you some time to catch up to them.
Alright.
If you are trying to track them out, seeing as what your class is and your subclass, I will say roll a survival check at advantage.
Alright, well, that's a 20 in survival.
All right. You leave the Church of Dirkon, and
Okay.
you immediately run to where the jeweler's shop was. Upon reaching the jeweler's shop, you wind up finding a note that's underneath a cloak. What would you like to do?
I guess I'm going to observe the cloak and then read the note about what was left.
Roll a perception check on the cloak.
That would be an 11.
It's a furry cloak and it feels a little warm.
Okay. This might help a little bit. Alright, so
All right. The note describes that they are on the other side of the Mornstead Mountains. Like they headed off to go through the Mornstead Mountains.
okay. Alright, so I'm going to head off in that direction. I'm
As-
going to kind of...
As you are leaving town, make me a perception check.
That would be a 15.
You see an open stable that looks like a ruckus had just ran off into the mountain range from.
What in the world just happened here? Okay.
Do you wish to ask the stable keeper? Or are you just going to keep going?
It's like at the same time I want to know what happened, but at the same time I'm kind of nervous to know what happened. Yeah, let me ask the stable keeper what had happened.
So as you enter his humble abode off to the side of the stables. He looks at you. When you ask the question, make me a persuasion check.
That'll be an 18.
He looks at you and he says, well, we just had 4 people come through and they ran off on 3 horses and what I could only assume was some sort of raptor that I had got for a ranger that never came to collect.
Why the heck would they want a raptor?
They were heading off to the other side of the Mornstead Mountains.
Good to know.
Can I help you get a steed or something?
No, I think I'm good. I'll use my own 4 legs.
He kind of looks at you confused because you're kind of in human form right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Suit yourself.
Thanks. I transform into my wolf form literally in front of him. And
Your wolf or your hybrid?
My wolf.
Okay.
And then I run out the door.
All right. As you're running, you start running through the mountains, I'm assuming?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to say, for the sake of brevity...
I can run about 30 feet.
Yes. However,
But
if you are in your wolf form, it is 30. If you are in your hybrid form, it is 40. If you are in your hybrid form and you are dashing, you can cover 80 feet, which is about double that of the horse.
How long of hours would it take me traveling in hybrid?
In hybrid form, you would probably arrive right after they went through the Divine Gate.
Alright. I'm going to switch to my hybrid form.
Mm-hmm.
And then use dash to cover my ground faster.
All right. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw at about the 3-hour mark. Because you've been running at 80 foot per 6 seconds for about 3 hours.
That's a 20.
Okay. So 3 hours pass. Nothing. Nothing of note.
Okay.
Nothing to note. And then for the next 3 hours, as you're running, there is nothing to note encounter-wise. But I will need you to make me a Constitution saving throw again.
Oh, gosh. That would be a 2.
That is 1 point of exhaustion. You have ran for 6 hours and you, at double speed, and you have encountered 1 point of exhaustion. Do you wish to continue? Or are you going to slow down and go a normal pace right now?
How long have I been traveling for?
You have been traveling for 6 hours so far.
Okay.
After 10 hours of straight travel, you are submitted to points of exhaustion even further. That is just because you were double dashing the whole time and using double movement, essentially.
Okay.
Essentially, you were marathon running for 6 hours.
Alright, so I'm going to switch out of my hybrid form.
Mm-hmm.
Save my energy. And just kind of trot in my regular wolf form.
Okay.
So I can save energy.
Okay, so your point of exhaustion will still carry over. And
Yep.
for the next 4 hours, there is nothing. You have now reached your 10-hour point of travel for the day.
Okay.
Now, mind you still have your cloak that you haven't identified yet. And you do have the note that has Numi's scent on it.
I try to contact Numi through the mind link
Mm-hmm.
and see if she responds. But I don't know if I can hear anything through the realms.
So you can sense at this given point that the message has reached the designated destination. However, there is no response, and you feel that the message is not fully received.
What the fuck is going on? Okay. So I'm just gonna take a minute, just kind of look at the cloak
Mm-hmm.
to examine it more,
Mm-hmm.
just so I can kind of rest a little bit, because
Mm-hmm.
I have been far. So I want to take a closer look at the cloak
Okay.
and see what
Roll,
kind, if I can identify what kind it is.
roll me an investigation because I know you don't have identify as a spell.
Oh, shit, I ain't gonna see anything. It's an 8.
I mean, the fur on the back looks a little more woofy than what you're used to, and the inside seems very warm with a reddish orange glow.
I wonder why it looks like this. Hmm. I'm just gonna kind of. I'm just gonna kind of throw it over my back, just kind of. Maybe it can kind of protect me from the elements of the
Okay.
night.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna throw it over my back,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like have it draped over,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll continue on.
I'd say it's probably getting about dark, so it'd probably be best for you to take a long rest.
Okay.
Due to you being at the you're in the middle of the mountains and you've been traveling for 10 hours, and if you continue to travel you will incur another point of exhaustion.
All right. Now I'll take a few minutes break, about a few hours break.
A long rest is 8 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is you at your 16-hour mark. Or 18-hour mark, my bad. Of your trek through the mountains. Because you are going on foot versus using a steed who is used to traversing this path.
Okay.
Alright. You awake in the morning without issues. You can go ahead and click your long rest, and that will cure your point of exhaustion.
Okay.
And you just continue on your way, correct?
Yep.
Alright. Are you going human, wolf, or hybrid?
Let's go for hybrid again.
Alright. And you are just going at a normal pace right now, correct?
Yes.
Alright. And you keep going. And at the 28-hour mark, you are at the cusp of your travels, and you have reached the edge of the mountains. And as you are looking, I forget who it was that went through last, but I know it wasn't. Actually, I think it was Ella who went through last. So you see an unfamiliar figure holding Numi, walking through the gate of the World Tree at this point.
Luna kind of feels anger because she doesn't understand why Numi's getting carried, because Numi's never been carried,
Mm-hmm.
and mentioned that she is in her wolf form, so she's kind of baring her teeth at this woman.
The woman's already walked through the gate.
No, I'm behind her. I mean, I know, but I'm still kind of, I can see her.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just follow behind,
All right.
kind of watching.
So before you enter the divine gate going to the celestial plane, Midnight.
Yes.
You see Levitas, and he just looks at you, sticks out the bag, and says, I'm gonna go somewhere right quick and handle some issues. Don't let anyone die.
Okay.
And then, to pure disbelief to everybody, he goes straight towards that shining electric blue star.
He went to go see Talons.
And as he reaches it, and everybody's just sitting there like, but I thought we had a plan. And he's just sitting there in front of it trying to figure out how to activate it. And then he just reaches out and touches it. And you see he gets the blue light completely envelops his body. And he starts shining. And then you see this red sparks of electric energy coming off from behind him. And then nothing's there. And at that point, that's when Luna just bursts through the gate and comes in right behind y'all.
Midnight kind of turns around. Oh, hey, Numi. Or Luna. Glad you found us. We're going to need your help. Oh, and by the way, he points at Ella. She is helping us. Do not attack her. She is carrying Numi for us because Numi doesn't have a soul currently.
And Luna is literally looking you dead in the eye with her teeth baring at you like, what the fuck happened?
Can you get into your human form so we can kind of, speak?
Okay. Well, when I transform, I literally still have my fangs. I'm like, y'all mind explaining to me what the hell went on while I was gone?
Well, so you see, Malachi found the deck of many things. Levitas pulled a card that granted him the ability to ask a singular question and be given a truthful answer along with wisdom of how to go about said answer. He gave that question to me. I found out what my blood is needed for. It's to bring back my dead family, or dead wife, I should say, and try and control me. I then went into a sort of trance where I had no idea what was going on around me. At which point, Numi decided she was going to draw a card as well, and it turned out to be the Void card, which pulled the other half of her soul out of her body.
Numi. Levitas did not want to accept the consequences of his actions after wanting it. Numi took the consequences of that.
Okay, I didn't know that, so I did what I was saying what I personally understood about the situation, which is why I was relaying it to Luna that way.
When we talked about how it happened. Okay.
I had recapped on it, but they are using character knowledge. They are using what they saw as characters. Where he just kind of... He was like, yeah, I'll take another one. And then Numi went in and took it as his hand was like, eh.
Yeah, because I was in that trance. Midnight wouldn't have known that. So he thought that Numi drew it herself, and not Levitas being wary. Anyways, and then after that happened, Ella had showed up because we were trying to figure out the best course of action of getting Numi's soul back. Or at least the part that we are all familiar with. And yeah, here we are.
She looks over at Malachi and is like, why is it that you're always the one that finds the trouble that brings forth to everybody?
By the way, I did inform him That is
I
the
just
that
wanna
many things,
say-
and I also threatened him with bodily harm if he ever intentionally used it against us or on us.
I just want to
Yeah.
state, first of all, it was not my fault. I found the deck while I was sitting in the bar, waiting for them to do the ritual for whatever.
Where did you find this deck? What bar did y'all find that card at?
The one the mayor owns. So yeah, I stole a deck of many things from
Oh yeah, you mean Yormund's brother? Got it.
Yeah, no, I did not know that. I just found it and took it.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that, but the mayor of that town is Yormund's brother.
Mind you,
And
No.
his
Mind
brother
you, at this
has
point-
no idea that Yormund is even alive.
at this point, this is the first time anybody else in this party is hearing about Yormond.
Ooh, oh, okay.
Well,
I could have
Lord
sworn.
actually knows
Well-
he's kind of down without a soul.
No, Levitas knows about Yormund, but
Levitas is not with y'all right now.
That's why I
That
said
is
Yumi,
true.
who's missing a soul.
I don't think Midnight has talked to anybody else
That
about
is
Yormond
right.
right yet.
I
That's
feel
currently
like
with y'all.
Numi would have told Luna about Yormund though.
Numi never told Luna about Yormond.
Nope, nope.
Oh.
Luna didn't hear a
I
lot
don't know the
from
name
him.
since I came from the syndicate.
You had the opportunity the first session you showed up,
So no.
and
God-
you failed that history check hard as crap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no.
However,
History.
you know what? Just for shits and giggles, because Ella has essentially been watching. Let's see if Ella knows. Just for shits and giggles. That was a 27.
Yeah, Ella would know.
Yeah, Ella would know that Yormond runs Animal House, but she wouldn't know much more than that given... What's her background, actually? I haven't had a chance to fully look through what you
Because I
picked
didn't
for Ella.
really give her much of a background. She was just pretty much
Um,
Sorias's servant that helped do his odds and ends and what he needed where he couldn't physically be there. She is his right hand. When he can't help and intervene because it would look bad, he sends her.
Alright, let me double check this right quick.
It's funny how you ordered that, Cat.
Oh.
Me. What's her name?
No. So, she would know about it because of her noble background. So, due to her being a noble of Oleanos, she knows of that background. And with that being said, there will be certain benefits and repercussions at later points if you continue to play Ella. So bear that in mind.
Well, the only thing Ella's gonna say is, alright, you misfit fuckers, let's go.
Okay, so does anybody know which star y'all are going to?
The Green Star. I'm not just a pretty face, you know. I do have memory.
So who is helming this?
Well, I'm assuming it would be me since I know how to get to Sorias.
Make a
Hilarious.
perception check to see if you can see his stars.
I had vape in my mouth. It was hilarious. You said perception?
Yep.
20.
Yeah, you see the green star. You see it's one of the furthest stars away from the divine gate in which y'all entered.
Alright, so we're gonna go to the farthest star.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Nice.
and y'all notice that the celestial plane y'all are currently in, while you think about walking, you see it first from Ella as she just kind of, you saw it first with Levitas where he didn't really walk and he just kind of drifted in a certain direction. So as y'all go, y'all's instinct to walk kicks in, and at first y'all just start kicking into the air, and then slowly as you stop and you just think about going forward, you notice your body just starts drifting forward and towards the destination in which y'all have in mind. And when y'all reach the star, who would like to enter first? Who would like to try to enter first?
Probably be better if it's Ella. You know, so nobody doesn't get smited.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
How are you going to try and enter into that gateway?
Walk through.
Hmm?
Walk through.
You go to walk through and you just notice you hit the wisp and it kind of just like phases through you. Because it's literally like a star off into the distance. And if you remember, Levitas reached his finger out and then got engulfed in the divine energy and
Okay,
went
fine.
through.
I just reached out a down finger.
Okay.
I did walk away, so.
So he reached through, you reach out and touch it with a finger, and everybody sees this pulsating green energy that goes from like a floral grass type of green, grass in the spring type of green to a deep dark forest to almost like a black and decaying green, and then it pulses back through that range continuously. And then as y'all continue to look, Ella is not there anymore.
Midnight then kind of doop.
You go out and you go doop.
Yeah, I'm going touching the
Are you just like
the
continuously
star.
poking it, or are you like placing a finger on it and holding it?
placing.
Okay. And then the same thing happens to Midnight, and he is not there anymore.
All right, I'll follow behind.
Luna does the same thing, and she is not there anymore.
I do it. I go last.
And then Malachi brings up the pack, as per what Midnight normally does, but...
I do too.
And then y'all enter into this weird place, and as you are standing and looking around, you see all these different cycles going on around you in a very, very fast-paced manner, mind you. Like, almost as if you're just staring at like a billion screens. But they're not really screens. They're more like an astral projection into a dome of all these cycles happening at a fast pace. And you just see animals that get killed and used to sustain life for everybody. And then you see the forest that dies and sprouts new life coming from it. And all of these cycles are just going on. And from up on the throne, you hear, "Well, I take it that you have come seeking what I currently possess."
I brought him.
And as he holds up what looks like some sort of sphere, almost like a crystal ball, but not really. It's almost like some sort of opaque sapphire that's just pulsating with spiritual energy. And inside, you see Numi's face. And he just looks at you. "I am not as cruel as most would think."
Never
So-
said that you were or thought.
So, I am willing to let you fight the one of your choice without the fear of death, with this as your reward as victor.
You never see these pictures.
Oh, hey, at least y'all don't have to worry about death now.
And then he looks directly at Malachi, Luna, and Midnight,
What's that?
and a smile. Very almost conniving looking, but not fully. But very soft and almost like that of something that you would expect to see from a mastermind who has a plan and is just waiting a couple seconds to reveal it. Just starts to creep across his face as he looks at y'all. However, if you lose,
That's a
you shall be my new followers. Meaning that y'all would be following Solarius as a religion.
Midnight puts his hands together like this.
that was my dream.
Do not say it. He does not need to know that.
You don't know.
I agree to your terms.
Ella just kind of like turns and goes, "Do not start." Roll on.
Well, there's one.
I agree to the terms.
Can I leave Nomi's body here while I help them, so I'm not, at a disadvantage because I'm carrying her body?
Sorry, this.
As it is.
Okay.
Well, looks like I don't have a choice. I'm kind of outnumbered here. So I guess I'll go.
Aw, the loyal companion till the end.
Alright, give me a sec. I am pulling everything up and I will get y'all pictures as he is summoning his 3 champions right now.
Well, considering my long-term friend is literally soul is sitting at this man's hand,
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
I basically will do anything for her.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we start from highest to lowest or lowest to highest?
Look at it,
I will get
We
y'all
only
a
have to-
picture and then y'all can pick
We only have to fight one.
his 3 champions.
Who's that?
And there's
Who's
3.5 of us.
that? Grady. Grady's great.
You're a servant.
Don't make me
You
thunderclap
were
your cheeks.
you were sent, from what I heard.
Do not make me thunderclap your cheeks, wolf.
I will thunderclap you back.
I wouldn't do that.
Don't test me, woman.
With me. Rose. JJ. Yeah. That's that. Hi, Grady. That's easy.
Those 3 beings are what you see as he presents his champions. And he looks at y'all. The one with the red skin is known as a Solar. The one that is green is known as a Plaintar. And the one that is gray is known as a Deva. Whichever one you want to fight is up to you. But just know, they will not hold back. So nor should you.
You want the banana?
I will give y'all a moment to deliberate amongst yourselves who y'all would like to go against.
No.
Midnight's gonna turn to the group. Personally, I think we should go after the Deva.
I mean, I don't know much about this thing, so I'm inclined to agree.
Numi never taught me much about the gods and stuff, so I agree. I'll go with whatever y'all get choose. And please don't let me regret my choice.
Midnight,
Yes.
are you going off of research out of character, or are you going off of just visual aesthetics?
Visual.
Okay.
All right. Turn your screen. You got the one screen. Turn the screen. Hang on, Ella will help you slightly before she just rolls catastrophe.
Should we be scared? Maybe frightening? The only bad thing is I can't turn big. I can't turn tower size dog anymore.
I'm
Just
aware.
know.
I'm
Just
aware.
know.
That's
I'm
it.
Don't
aware,
worry.
Luna.
Don't worry. You don't have. You ain't gonna be drooled on again. So
Wasn't
when
worried about that.
they had to hide and get inside my mouth and get all that drool.
The guy ended up getting launched out of your mouth and you spit me out. That, if I remember correctly.
You know what to do. Let me Dave.
I'm inclined to agree to that.
All right. So y'all are choosing to fight the Deva.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say, let's go ahead and roll for initiative, as y'all are just in a 30 by 30 circular pit.
15.
For Midnight?
Yeah.
14 for Malachi.
9 for Luna.
Yikes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
What's
I
your-
can't.
I'm first. Unless they outbeat.
20 plus what?
It was a 17 plus 3.
Oh, so 20 total.
Yeah.
All right.
Had a
So-
15.
First things first, Ella, you're up.
Is the map up by any chance or no?
No, I'm going with a 30 by, like a 30-foot diameter ring
Oh, okay.
as y'all's fighting pit. Solaris is
Give me one second.
sitting up top right now.
This is player. Give me a sec.
So, I am waiting.
Can you give me a second? This is a player.
I will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Quick check.
So what order is this in?
Ella, Midnight, Malachi, Deva, Luna.
This ain't gonna be good.
Oh no.
This ain't gonna be good.
Oh, this is non-magical. Sweet.
So, I'm going to go ahead and say this now. What sucks is the fact that the one that can do the most DPS right now, or DPR, damage per round, is actually the rogue. And then the casters would be supplementing the rogue. Or you. And so you and Midnight would have to be keeping this thing away from your casters if they are going to be using their spells as support. versus attacking. So, as I said, I don't know how your casters are going to want to do it, but that is what is going to suck the most is the fact that you've got two casters that go before both of your physical attackers.
Be there in a minute.
And what's even worse about that is your casters and your rogue are kind of squishy.
Oh,
Speak for yourself.
I said kind of.
Last time I checked, 18 is not squishy.
No, but a 16 with 75 HP is.
Oh, are you talking about Malachi?
Yep. Okay, Luna, what level
Huh?
are you at?
10.
Okay, I was confused because you're at 69 HP.
She didn't do it.
No,
Yeah, she
that's
is. She's full. 69 out of 69.
Giggity. You're welcome.
Is.
Hang on, wait. Giggity, giggity,
It's
giggity.
Scotty goes giggity. Jeez Louise.
Alright. This is gonna bite in the ass.
Stop it.
Uh-huh.
Will you stop? Where'd she go? Oh, she there eating her ice cream.
I'm gonna hold.
Are you passing initiative or are you holding for somebody else to do something?
Holding for someone else.
Are you holding a spell?
Yes.
What spell are you holding?
Counterspell.
Okay. So, well, counterspell is a reaction, so you can just use that as a reaction instead of.
Then that I will do. I'm gonna cast Circle of Power.
Okay.
5th level.
What does it do?
An aura radiates from 30 feet in advance for the duration on the aura. You and allies have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. When the affected creature makes a saving throw against a spell or magical effect that allows the save to take only half damage, it takes no damage if it succeeds on the save.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna do.
All right. Midnight. You're up.
Okay.
And I'm taking
So-
it Ella is staying as far away from this thing as possible right now.
So basically, that circle of power is the entire diameter of the.
Mm-hmm. So
Arena.
all of y'all get advantage on saving throws against spells and such that it uses.
Oh. Well then. I'm take my soul blades out of their sheaths.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm go up to him and do the old stab.
All right. Roll for attacks.
Came in.
How does a 17 sound for the first?
It hits.
Okay, how about a 15 for the second one?
A miss.
At least the first hits, so there is that. Eight points of Dimaggio.
All right. So you
And since
do.
I'm holding them, it's going to be slashing, not piercing.
Well, they are magical, so.
Mhm.
All right. Malachi. Unless you have you used your bonus action for that second attack, didn't you?
Yeah.
Unless you have a second attack ability so far.
No, it would be considered a bonus
All right, Malachi.
action.
So I
Alright.
can do my bonus action. I can. So if I
You
wanna
can
my bonus
do
action
anything
first,
in
can I do
any
that?
order.
Okay. So as a bonus action, I'm going to look over at Luna and give her a heroic inspiration. You get an additional 1d8 to use on
Attacks,
attacks,
saving throws, and
saving throws, and
skills.
ability checks.
Do you
Okay.
mean bardic inspiration?
Yes, bardic inspiration. Sure.
Heroic inspiration is the same thing as DM's inspiration, so was,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, was a reroll.
No. So it's a bardic inspiration.
Yeah, you're good.
And then as an action, I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
Ooh.
Unleash a slur of insults laced with subtle incantation
Mm-hmm.
at a creature you can see within 60 feet of you. So I'm assuming it's within that 60-foot range, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It must make a Wisdom saving throw DC 17.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
No.
Does not succeed.
No, and you are one lucky son of a gun, I will tell you that much, because that was a natural 1. It has a +9 to its saving throws.
Yeah.
For
so
wisdom.
It takes.
I want to hear how you are mocking this being right now.
So, I basically scream at it and say, "Man, it must suck to have to live here your entire life." And it takes, because I'm at level 5, instead of taking 1d4, it takes 2.
I thought you... Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
So it takes 4 points of psychic damage. Unless I get tired. Yeah, no. It takes 4 points of psychic damage.
Not gonna lie, I would have gone with the Monty Python reference.
All right.
I've never seen Monty Python, so I don't even know that reference.
Oh,
So,
shame.
And then I'm also, as a magic user, going to stay back.
all right. So, seeing as it has taken the most damage from Midnight thus far, and all of y'all are in reach, and the only other one to have hit it in any way, shape, or form was Malachi, it's going to go ahead and unleash one attack on Midnight, and then go over to unleash an attack on Malachi.
Oh, good. Okay.
How does a 20 sound to hit?
Yep.
That's 10 points of damage to Midnight.
Easy enough.
And then it is on its feet on the ground right now. And it just saunters. Well, not really saunters, but it just boom straight on Midnight after being stabbed. And then runs up with its mace out at its side and comes to hit.
Reaction to do an attack of opportunity as it is leaving combat.
Yeah, go for it.
How does a 21 sound to hit for one of my soul blades?
Go for it. Roll for damage.
That's going to be 7 points of Dimaggio.
7 points of Dimaggio. Cool. And so it whacks Midnight.
Bless you. Bless you.
Whoa.
Bless you.
Yeah. And then it just starts dashing up towards Malachi. And it brings up the mace again, trying to strike across him. And that is a 23 to hit, good sir.
Yeah, no, that hits.
That is 9.
I will. I'll be in there in a minute.
That is 19 points of damage, good sir.
Okay. Ow. Okay.
And that brings us to Luna's turn.
And so I get a bonus action, right?
You've got a action, a bonus action, and your movement.
Are you playing it as we only get one bonus action?
One bonus action per round, and then a
Okay.
reaction. So you've got your
I'm
action.
just trying to make sure I understand that because
You've got your movement.
I'll just say
that you
because
can-
Malachi casted what that one.
Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action.
Bonus Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action, and I believe Vicious Mockery is an action.
yes,
Okay.
So
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure because I didn't want to try and use more than one bonus action in a round.
yeah, you're good. That's why I'm like, just keep track of it because you get one of each per round, and you get a reaction per round.
So I'm going to do my hybrid form.
All right, you got a hybrid form.
Yep. And then I'm going to use my. I'm going to move up to it and use my predatory strike.
All right, go for it. All right, roll for damage.
It's 7.
All right.
And then. Can I do another strike? As a bonus action? Or no?
I'm going to have to pull that up right quick. Just to double check. I want to say yes.
You wait, it says right here. When you use that attack action to make an unarmed strike, you can make one additional unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll for it.
I know a 12 did not hit.
No, it did not. So Luna rushes up at your aid, Malachi, right after it just whacked you one good time, and you just see her just lash out with one claw and hit it straight up in the side, and as she goes with another claw trying to get the back of its head, just kind of like rolls its head out of the way, and she catches nothing but air. Back to the top. Ella,
Am I in the front of this thing?
you're kind of off to the side a bit. Just enough to be out of reach.
I'm gonna lightning bolt it.
Go for it.
At 5th. in
Oh,
the-
lovely.
Go for it. Go ahead and
go
go ahead and click cast on that button. Let's go ahead and click that cast button.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
She's gonna roll for an attack and deal a fuck ton of damage if she does. If she hits, she's gonna deal a fuck ton of damage.
That she
18?
is.
Especially me. 'cause I'm
18 to
close
hit?
Yeah.
You hit. Roll your damage.
6.
Oh,
Oh, wait. Shit.
You're not gonna have all those dice. Go ahead and
Yeah,
click the
that
button.
would give me a second. It is 10d6.
Hey.
So that's how much damage?
A maximum of 60.
Please tell me that did not hit me.
No, she's aiming at the creature.
No, but I'm on top. I'm next to this creature.
Hit me.
Because I'm right next to it. Because I striked at it. Like I had to approach this thing.
I'm playing at 40 points of damage. Holy Toledo. This thing is hurting. It's hurting good.
So that a yes or no?
Is,
It
is
missed.
it midnight yet?
It did not hit you.
Okay, good. That would have sucked.
Oh, and as a bonus action,
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna shove this bitch 30 feet away from me.
With the
With
lightning
a
bolt?
telekinesis shove.
Why would you do that? You just fucked over what I was gonna do.
Okay, fine, I'll shove it to you. It's away from me.
No, it's got to stay put. That's what he's saying. It's got to stay
Yeah.
put.
Otherwise, I don't get sneak attack. And I do hardly anything to this thing without it.
Alright. Hold on. No, I can't do that because I think that's an action. So what I was gonna try to do was expert divination.
Yeah, because right now I got all of
You can cast as a
hotlines
spell. It's
that
not an
are
action.
currently engaged with this in battle with this fucker, and or within 5 feet
You've
of
got.
this motherfucker.
I'll move away from it.
Okay. And that brings us to midnight.
I'm a dash up to this dude. Slash, slash.
Dagger, dagger.
$17 for the first, and a
Hits.
23 for the second.
And hits.
Both of which get sneak attack.
Nope. You get sneak attack once. Once per turn, you get sneak attack, I'm fairly certain.
Oh, yeah. Once per turn. My bad. But once. Either way,
Uh huh.
so the first is going to be 7 plus another 8, so there's 15. Let me roll that sneak attack right quick. see. It's 12, 17. It's 18 plus the 15. I had already dealt it. 17 plus 15, 32 points of damage in total.
All right.
Or no, 33. Sorry. It was 18 points in total for the sneak attack. So 33 points of damage.
Hmm. Oh, that was your total damage?
Yeah, 33 points of damage in total.
So, Malachi, from your point of view, you just saw Luna come up and give this thing a big old haymaker with her right claw to the side and whiff with her left. And then a lightning bolt hit it. And then you just saw Midnight kind of scamper up on the balls of his feet and then jump up and just hitting it straight into the trap area. And you just see the blood starting to pour down the front of it. And it's
Okay.
sitting over there kind of laboring a little bit. What would
Okay.
you like to do?
I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at level 2.
Go for it.
Wisdom saving throw DC 17.
19. Sorry, buddy.
Damn it!
You forgot that it has a high wisdom save,
I
didn't you?
Do. Yes, I did.
I gave you that. I gave you that information.
Yes, I know. I'm gonna back up.
You are currently at the edge. If you try
I
to
am.
leave, you're going to be incurring an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, but if I, you know what? I'll just I'll stay there.
And that makes it the Diva's turn. And oh.
I don't like that sound.
Oh, like that.
You know what? He is currently surrounded on all three sides. And he's going to look at all three of you. Malachi is 1 and 2. Midnight is 3 and 4. Luna is 5 and 6. I want you to hold up a finger if it lands on the numbers I just specified for your character.
Okay.
So
1. I am making this as fair as possible. I am rolling a dice for this. 4. As it goes through, it sees it's completely surrounded. It knows the one that dealt the most damage to it is off to the side. So, in order to try and break free of this formation, it's going to go ahead and strike at both of you. First is Midnight with the mace. Oh yeah, I'm fairly certain that hits.
Hey, question.
Huh?
Is any of you wearing armor? Answer now.
yes.
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 That's 22.
Yeah, it hits.
Yes.
That is 6 bludgeoning.
Okay, so there's the damage.
5.
More damage?
Mmm.
10 radiant.
Okay, I can take that.
Malachi, you're the one he's hitting next.
Okay.
Nope. A swing and a miss.
A swing
You
and
are
a
lucky.
miss.
And just for flavor, just because I know so many of y'all are used to DMs doing this to you. You see, he just takes his mace and goes straight to Midnight, and then he goes straight over, and Malachi jumps out of the way, and his mace gets lodged into the ground on a natural one.
Yes. What you gonna do there, Buttercup?
Luna, it's your go.
You just lodged. Yeah,
I'm gonna do another predatory strike.
Go for it.
Nah, fuck. I know that. Don't even worry about it. Just go.
Nope,
I know that. Don't.
that one don't hit. Go for your
I told
bonus. Go for your bonus. You got 2 of them.
You have a D8.
You can roll the
That is
D8
true.
to see, but
You have a D8.
23.
You also remember.
you could have
would
you
give y'all advantage, right?
on attacks. I thought that was advantage on
thought that
saving
was
throws and disadvantage on saving throws for them.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is advantage on attacks? Okay.
Saving throws.
All right.
Magical effect.
All right. Ella, you are up again.
Bring on the lightning.
I'm gonna true strike at will.
Okay. So you're using your spell modifier to try and hit with a weapon, essentially? Okay.
Oh, so we're about to be flanking on all sides. Let's fucking go.
What was it?
Dagger, dagger, dagger.
Actually, no. I'll take that back.
Oh.
4th level, which is bolt.
Ooh, that's nasty. Go for it.
That was a 28.
Roll for damage.
And this bitch. And this bitch.
Scott's just saying that because he's been hit the most out of everybody right now.
5.
I have. But even if she doesn't, I can almost guarantee I'm gonna end it.
You don't get the chance, because after this, I get the bonus action. The same spell. Ella's got all this shit. 25.
All right. You deal 25 damage to it.
And then, bonus action, it automatically deals a 1d12 lightning damage. And
Go
that
for it.
is 12.
Oh! I'm sorry. She stole this from everybody. How do you want to do it? Describe it.
A beam of crackling energy just laces towards the creature, zigzagging through y'all, straight at it, to the wings, and just hits it, and goes, and it's like, okay. And then another round of the other wing, and they just fall off, and it just collapses.
I was like, somebody just became wingless.
Oh, and that was also lightning damage it took with the witch's bolt.
As you see her just aiming her arcane energy and releasing it into the Deva, hitting it straight from the back. You see the lightning arc out through the wings, and the feathers start to singe and fall off as it lets out a guttural yell that everybody hears, but not from your ears. You hear it telepathically. This as you see the electricity pulsating through its body, almost cartoon-like, mind you. So, like, you just see the bones start protruding and the muscles growing translucent and charring as you just telepathically hear this screaming happening. And there it is, laying charred,
I wonder if
with steam coming off of it,
I
on the
wonder if Lucas would be
ground.
happy with that.
And all you hear coming from where the Deva appeared from is a congratulations. I'm assuming you want this back?
Yes, please.
As you
Yes,
see a set of stairs, like a spiral set of stairs, form in front of him, and he starts walking down towards you. Hand out with the orb in hand. Who's gonna go up and take it?
Midnight.
Okay.
He walks up,
You better not
Gracious.
drop that thing.
takes the orb with both hands. says,
As you
Yeah.
reach
"Thank
out to take it, he looks at you dead in the face and says, "You do know that even with this, she is incomplete.
I am aware.
Her mother is not nearly as lenient as I am."
I am also aware of this. However, Numi, specifically the one that I hold in my hands, has some questions that she needs to answer, specifically about me.
Because I know it's fixing to happen. Let me go print Numi out so I actually have her, so I can, have both Numi and Ella. You continue on.
I'm just kind of waiting because at the same point, he pulls his hand away, leaving the orb in yours, and he says, "Very well. For as long as she is alive and wanting to roam that place, she will have a place there. But when y'all are ready to fulfill the task of completing her, she still has a place here she needs to fill."
I appreciate this. Thank you.
As he reascends the stairs, almost visually, it just looks like he walks backwards up the stairs completely, without any flaws or traces, as he sits back onto his throne and starts observing the dome above him, and the staircase dissipates.
I take the orb back over to Numi.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only question is, how do we get her soul out of this and back into her body?
Try
Just
putting
lay
to her
it.
chest.
Lay it on her chest.
Boop.
So you just go boop, or you go
No, I place it on her chest.
with your hands at the sides. As you go to place it on her chest, you notice it just starts being absorbed. And it slowly starts going in. Do you let go?
Yes.
Okay, you let go. Egg falls straight in. And all of a sudden, you just hear,
Oh, good. You're back with us. I got
Luna's-
questions for you.
Luna's sitting beside of her, starts licking all over her face.
Why are you licking me? Jeez, you act like I died or something. Why are you licking me?
I mean, in all technicality, you did for a second time.
I just lay across her like, you're not going anywhere now.
Okay, look. Second time? First time I don't really count as dying. This time? That kind of hurt.
I mean, you were the one that pulled the void card from the deck of many things that's sitting in that one's possession, as he points at Malachi.
Oh, well, let's this way. Would you rather you save my soul or Levita's? Because it was his card. I just took the damages.
Yeah, that's fair. I do have questions for you, though. And I would really appreciate truthful answers.
Quick question. Just to verify this, you do realize you are in the domain of a god currently, correct?
Yes.
Roll me a religion check.
6.
You don't know jack shit about Solarius.
Yeah, I know.
Seeing as he is a god, but he is not a well-known god during this time period.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. And honestly, Midnight wouldn't have really known much about Solaris to begin with. He really only knows the main ones.
Mm-hmm.
So rolling a 6, honestly, is probably kind of current with his knowledge base in terms of religion.
Yeah.
Anyways, Numi, I would really appreciate some truthful answers for my questions.
You do
Do
realize.
you really think now is the best time and place to have said questions answered?
I mean, seeming as we're about a hop, skip, and a jump away from the other half of your soul, I think now is the best time.
You really think
And I
I
know-
want to see my mother?
I mean, do you want the other half of your soul back or not? You have told me in the past, on a couple different occasions, you are on effectively a quest to get your other half back.
Well, seeing as you did go to my father, and the correct one, I reckon. What's your questions?
First things first. Was it you that preceded the funeral for my wife?
Do you have memory loss?
Not effectively, no, but confirmation, basically.
Do you remember when we went to my uncle's chapel and I told you then that it was me who had proceeded over? Or did you forget that conversation?
To be honest, I only half paid attention to that conversation.
Then there's your answer.
Second question. What was the second casket for?
You tell me
I don't know.
what was in your wife's body
An unborn child.
that they removed. Put two and two together. I get you're an assassin rogue, but come on.
Well, so here's the thing, though. She wasn't due for months.
And that's a funny thing with magic. You can expedite things. Correct, darks.
Yeah.
Playing with dark magic doesn't matter. It still is a way to mess with you. Why do you think they
mean-
wanted your blood to bring them back?
Well, to control me
Yeah,
by bringing them back.
to bring your dead wife and your unborn child back. What better way to fuck with the person? Does that answer your questions that you already knew the answers to, that you just wanted to be oblivious to answering your own questions?
Actually, he didn't know about the second casket. He didn't know what was in the second casket.
I get that, but two and two, come on. Everyone else who's hearing can literally tell you two and two. Even Luno goes, oh, she put it together. And she's a mutt. You're a mutt because you licked me.
Harsh.
She licked me.
What do you expect? I come back from a long freaking journey. You're dead. Somebody's carrying your dead body. These idiots are. You can't leave them alone for a second.
Yeah.
What do
You got a point. You want your jerky?
Yes.
How do you like your cloak?
By the way, what kind is this? It's really warm.
Welcome to having a hellhound cloak.
Ah, fuck. Already going anyway. Lovely. So, I apologize for any actions that happen. That is not on my favor, y'all.
Hey, you said, you know what would be nice? I'm already
yeah.
a mutt. Let's just make it worse.
Let's be more powerful. I mean, me and you can't combine anymore, so
We can, but I have a feeling Midnight's up to no good, per usual.
or somebody's gonna screw it up again.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm up to nothing but good. Oh, by the way, here's your bag of seeds back.
Oh, so was it you? Or Malachi? Or was it Levitas that planted the tree?
Technically Levitas, but I was trying to as well.
Thanks. Question. Did you have fun planting the seed?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Levitas because
I'm
right,
asking you.
he had planted the seed for the world tree after I was already about 100, maybe 110 feet away from where we had made camp.
I was talking about reaching in and randomly grabbing seeds and seeing what happened.
Actually, yes, that was a bit fun.
That is why I said you were up to no good.
Hey, I had to try and get the world tree planted so we could get your damn soul back.
And then you were talking about my mother having my other half, and it's just a hop, skip, and away, as you said?
Yeah. Hop, skip, and a jump away. As soon as we get back to the world of stars, effectively, as I guess you could call it.
And Malachi, no hard feelings. I know, I took the repercussions for Levitas. I'm not angry at you.
Matt, you'll have to add that cloak to my inventory. I don't know how.
All right, just give me a minute.
Because I remember the last thing I heard from you was, fuck!
Fuck, dead.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't leave y'all for nothing.
I have officially. I have. I'm just gonna say this right. I have now been officially threatened, bodily harm. 3 people in this party. Great.
I was one of them, and Numi heard that.
When did you threaten him? I thought it was only
Who,
me?
me? I said it right in front of you after Levitas took the first card, and I realized it was the deck of many things.
He threatened he's gonna slit my throat if I use it against you.
Intentionally.
Intentionally. Thank you.
Well, as me and Levitas have proved, you don't really want to go against us. And you're
Yeah.
here, so I'm pretty sure that means you were also a part of them that wanted to come and find and get my soul. So I highly
Yeah.
doubt you would use it against us intentionally. You're not that bad. You may act it, but not really.
Speaking of the deck of many
Fair.
things.
Oh god.
Oh God,
Yes. Oh, is
Malachi,
that Solaris talking?
please just
Mm.
throw that deck away.
No, that was
Okay.
DM.
Okay.
Malachi, I
Yep.
need you to make me a perception check.
Okay.
That is a 19.
Wow, not a low number. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh
19.
wow, you finally killed the Wheaton's curse on yourself.
Yeah.
Please just talk about
However, still not high enough.
Shit.
God.
as you look down and you notice, where'd it go?
It's gone.
I'm sorry, what?
The deck of many cards has disappeared.
You lost the deck of many things that still had 19 cards left in it?
It's gone.
Well, I mean, do you not realize who you left it in the hands of?
I put it in my pocket. How the hell is it supposed to disappear?
Yeah, probably a hole in that pocket.
Is there a hole in my pocket?
No.
I don't know. Pull it out.
I'm gonna reach in. Is there a hole in my pocket?
23.
You wouldn't know you were catatonic during the time.
Who's not talking right now? Who knows he had it? Who showed up?
Son of a bitch!
You forgot to watch Ella, didn't you?
I'm gonna look over at Ella. Did you take the deck of many things from Malachi?
Yes, I did.
Why, might I ask?
Because I have my own, and they're safer with me.
So,
Honestly, I don't know
So
this
you
deck
have the deck of many
from-
things. So you have your own deck of many things plus now Malachi's?
No, she took the deck of many things to go with her deck of cards.
Yes.
And honestly, I trust the strange chick more than I do him.
Fair.
No offense.
Maybe want to...
Wait, me or Malachi?
Hey,
Both.
Malachi. You
Yeah.
had the deck
You
of
had
many
it.
cards.
Besides Ella, I'm kind of like the only other one, maybe Numi, who has any sort of knowledge about the
Would
deck of many
you
things.
potentially want to try
I just
one
know it
of
caused
my
stupid
deck
damage.
of cards?
You what?
Hey, what? She's asking if I would like to try and take from her cards. If
Would
I'm
you
hearing
like
that
me to
correctly,
do
right?
A reading for you.
Oh, good lord. That getting a little
Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. Sure.
Sure.
Oh,
I'm gonna see how
Give me your
how
reading,
bad
I
my
guess.
my death ends.
I'm gonna need her to take it. That would be fun.
Oh.
By the way, Ella's cards are tarot cards.
Okay.
and she mixed the deck of many things in with tarot cards?
No, they are separate.
Okay, good.
Okay.
She put the deck of many things in the bag.
Into the bag of holding.
In the bag of holding. Yeah.
While the Vetus was swapping it over. Mage Hand's a bitch, ain't it?
Oh, so what you're saying is technically Midnight has the bag of holding that has the deck of many things.
No. Ella took it.
No, I mean, I still have the bag of holding. The party's bag of holding.
Unless she has her own bag of holding.
That's fair.
Oh, dang it.
Oh,
So whose fortune
And-
are you reading first, Midnight's or Malachi's?
Okay.
also, while my reading is happening and or Malachi's, I take out one of the greater healing potions from the party's bag of holding and
Alright. So the
Okay.
9 of Charisma.
how much healing do I need to roll?
For the which one?
Greater.
So it's this one.
While that's going on, I ask Midnight, hey, toss me one of those greater healing potions.
So it's this
I pull out a second and hand it over to him.
or the top one.
And I also take a drink.
Top part.
It should be, I think.
Because there's a D&D symbol at the bottom.
So Matt, how much do I roll? Because
44 plus 4.
I'm sorry, what?
44.
44 plus 4.
Thank you.
This one? Or that one? Okay, so. The 9 of Charisma. The capability to come out of survival mode and enjoy the abundance and self-sufficiency that we do have. Appreciate the good. Untangling ourselves from guilty thoughts and self-punishment.
So whose reading is this?
Yours.
Yeah.
Freeing yourself from burdens and old ways of thinking. Our ability to manage our time with grace and ease by getting clear on our priorities. Oh shit. That one is not even a thing. Finding harmony in relating with yourself and others while honoring your values. The Lovers. That was yours, Midnight.
So essentially, what she is saying is those tarot cards literally just described everything Midnight is currently going through.
And you said you wanted to try Malachi.
Sure. Why not?
Using spiritual understanding and wisdom to perceive the world.
I'll be right back.
Getting into action and rekindling a sense of adventure with even the smallest things, realizing what isn't working. Taking time to meditate and let go of all the noisy thoughts that are in your head. Giving and receiving fully while not sacrificing your values or exhausting your energy. Our capacity to be discerning in our decisions and to choose from a place of clarity and wisdom.
Essentially, she's referencing your high wisdom.
Okay.
That's what a lot of that I was hearing was about. Was you have clearness of mind and very wise.
Yeah, because of the tattoo, I have an 18 wisdom score, so that's nice.
That's nice. That's real nice.
That's real nice. I'm surprised there wasn't anything about the 9 L's, but we'll get to that later.
All right. So quite literally, what I was doing was just fucking with you on the deck of many things. So I was like, nope, you don't see it. I was just gonna bamf it into the bag of holding that Midnight's holding. But then she's like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and mage hand that away.
I wasn't going to use it again.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Okay, in all honesty, I'm gonna take up for him. He wasn't the one who brought it out to everybody. They said, hey, let's look at this. And then they're like, hey, let's just draw a card.
Thank you.
Well, he actually
Thank you.
asked me, "Hey Numi, can you tell me?" Sure. And yeah, found out what it was, and then it just kind of went from there.
Wait, so what
How'd you
happened?
get to work?
So I was just fucking with Malachi about the deck of many things, and then Kat was like, "Yeah, Ella's gonna mage hand that away," and be like, "Nope, let's stay in a safer space."
The safest way away from the wrong rooms.
Well, I mean, it's not really that bad if you don't draw from it that much.
True.
So, y'all have defeated the Deva. Y'all are currently in Solaris's domain in the celestial plane, his little demi-plane, if you will. And y'all are currently just standing around. Do y'all have any idea on what y'all are wanting to start trying to do?
Well, what do you want to do, Numi?
Where's Levitas?
He went off to go talk to effectively his dad.
Do you know that as Midnight?
Oh, I'm just calling Talos his dad. I don't know if he's his dad or not.
It was the joke that Numi always said.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess since we're here, we can just hop, jump, and skip away to dear old mother.
Okay.
From the stories you have told me, I don't like it.
Um,
Not a fan, but
Yeah.
as DM here, I am going to be fully transparent. I did tell you exactly what it was that y'all were going to be fighting as far as player knowledge. Okay?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What's that?
A wood fucker.
No. An Inferian.
That's right.
That's right.
It's a challenge rating of 23.
Well, we got technically 5 of us now.
I am just
Yeah.
saying, I just crunched the numbers and it still says deadly.
What is an Inferian?
It's a legendary creature,
Oh, lovely.
Doesn't
Lovely.
Ella,
which is
though,
why it's considered to be deadly.
because Levitas took from last time, doesn't she get to
Hmm?
Ella? Doesn't she get to level? Because she came to help, and that was the thing. And she was technically supposed to be higher.
I try to wait until the end of sessions. Or until long rest.
Oh, I was just asking.
I'm just saying, unless it's like lower levels and y'all are stacking EXP a lot, I try to wait till then.
Oh, it was just where she had came in
Mhm.
to help them last time. That was all. They just told me to go with 10 because we were waiting to see what the other one said.
Mm-hmm. You're fine. I was just letting you know. So, I am letting y'all know that as a, essentially, this is your fair warning. I was kind of saving that until closer to the end. So that y'all
Well-
could go against that, trying to get Numi fully completed, or however that tends to go. I am.
have to go out of the tree, and I have to destroy the tree.
Hmm? You don't have to destroy the tree.
Y'all did make sure to plant the tree away from civilization.
Yeah, about a day or two's journey away from the nearest city.
How is Blue?
Well, it should be fine.
Should
I mean, well, let's put it this way. You remember the food that Levitas had left about maybe 50 feet from our encampment before you drew the void card?
Yes.
Turns out we ended up getting 3 more velociraptors.
That's why the stable guy said that y'all left on 4 seeds and a freaking raptor.
Yeah, by the way, Newbie wanted the velociraptor. Anyways, so we now, in theory, have 4 velociraptors if they're still around. Because Levitas didn't chain them to anything, and whereas the horse, besides the horse that I had actually released back, like just freed, the other 2 are kind of tied to a tree, and I don't think they're gonna be alive when they get back.
Probably not. The raptors probably ate them.
Well, if the raptor's not, if the raptor didn't, direwolf probably did. Just
Or your
saying.
direwolf became their lunch?
There's that too.
Or that.
Especially if you don't train them.
Did you leave the displacer beasts?
Don't look at me.
Where did you do with them?
They're roaming around out there somewhere. I told them to go hunt.
Great. So, velociraptors and displacer beasts. Who's
Trust
gonna
me,
be
the
whose
displacer
lunch?
Trust me, the blaze beasts, they can handle their own selves.
It's a baby.
It's just a baby.
It's just a potato.
It got,
Yeah,
I'm
but
a
at the same
potato.
time, it is being protected by its mother, and as far as I understand it, displacer beasts rarely take damage.
Not to mention
You're
the freakishly
talking-
long teeth that are at the end of his tail.
Dinosaur means cat.
Dinosaur meets
Like a
cat
panther
that
like
can
serpent.
effectively not take damage even if it gets hit.
There's 4 versus 2.
My point still stands.
Mhm.
Maybe we should go see.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, we can always get your other half of your soul another time.
And as y'all go to leave, Solaris walks up to Malachi and taps him on his shoulder and says, "Hold back a moment."
I do.
And the rest of y'all leave and go into the starry abyss, which is the celestial plane. And he looks at you. "I see pain and trouble. Don't let it cloud your judgment."
Well,
There are many things that happen in this world that don't have a rhyme or reason. But I try to ensure that what goes around tends to come back around. In some way, shape, or form.
Thank you. And with that, I say, then I guess I ask him. Then I guess you know what comes at the end for me. Then
There are theories about that. And there are those I've seen like you that have completely changed trajectory because of a few individuals. But then there are those who I've seen that have not and wind up going really down that extremely dark rabbit hole, never to be heard from. And one of them was one of my own. I very rarely leave the celestial plane after that.
Thank you. And I bid him farewell,
And
and I walk away.
take care, young soul. May you find your way.
Thank you. And I walk through the back to the celestial plane.
Okay. As y'all are all standing there in the starry abyss, the starry ocean of the celestial plane, if you will, what are y'all going to do?
Back to the entrance.
Mhm.
Okay. So y'all go back to that celestial portal style doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're gonna notice that we should probably leave a note for Levitas?
Hmm?
Ella's just standing there, Ruby's got her arm around her. Do you think we should, leave a note for Levitas?
We'll do it at the portal.
And then they just walk and catch up.
Alright, so y'all just start, again, being used to using your legs. You just automatically start trying to walk. And then you're like, forward, forward. And then you just start
You forget
drifting.
Ruby's used to the celestial plane.
I'm saying them.
Ah.
Numi just goes, what you doing?
Writing a note.
You know, I hated you doing that. Even on down there, it's still weird.
Well, now there's two of us, except for she's not like that.
She better not be. It's bad enough I already have one pop up out of nowhere. I don't need her doing it to me either.
Yeah,
Hey Matt,
I get
I'm
the
gonna trail
as,
behind. Think about what Solaris told me.
Okay.
As Midnight's kind of trying to walk and then realized, oh, wait, hold on. Okay. And just kind of levitates effectively towards the entrance. He writes a note for Levitas, folds it up into a paper airplane, and throws it at the blue light, the blue star, electrical star.
Make
know
me
what,
a dexterity check.
You know, just for giggles, I'm going to get one opportunity to do this. I literally sit down in my wolf form, and I literally just make myself move forward, so it makes me look like I'm rubbing my butt across the floor.
So you go and you make yourself look like you're sitting down, even though you're just holding your form like that, completely in a spacious area, and you go, Meow.
That is a 17.
You threw it over in the general direction, and like you were just like a hair off of the pinpoint area, and then you just see it sitting there going around the light continuously. Like it's
Oddly enough,
orbiting.
That's similar to what I was going after anyway. So as soon as he appears, he's gonna get slapped in one way or another by a paper airplane note.
Okay.
And I did sign it with Midnight.
Okay.
If Levitas isn't expecting something like that when he comes back from meeting with Talos, he doesn't know Midnight very well.
Okay. And then you'll exit the portal for the World Tree. And oddly specifically, there is a drow man standing there almost expectingly as y'all come out. You see he is wearing what appears to be some sort of green chainmail with some
Well, isn't this on?
with a lightly blue hued longsword as he just stands there and is kind of tapping his foot. You'll see his boots are actually like not like very, they aren't your normal adventuring boots. They aren't quite the boots that Midnight's wearing either. These are
No,
Why you tapping
well, look at
my
him.
butt?
Be like, are those boots of elven kind?
am I an elf?
At this point, Numi and Ella are gonna be in the front.
Well, then most people would assume it instead of just asking.
Just-
But you can
Well,
hear
I'm
my foot
asking for a
tapping.
reason.
You can hear my foot tapping. He just looks at you. But I already know you've got the boots of Death and Step. Why would you want boots of Elven kind?
Oh, I was just
'Cause
curious.
that's the best thing
Before
we
I
can
found
do.
these, I was going after some boots of elven kind, anyways.
Well, these are not. These are not boots of Elven kind.
Are you angry there's a tree in the middle of your forest?
No. I'm wondering why my sister decided to just hop, skip, and jump away and then transfer over to the celestial plane again. He says, just head cocked straight at Ella.
Not near me. Midnight's gonna do one of these.
Because I went to see my half-sister. What's it to ya? I had to save her.
What's it to me is the fact that. Which one was going to be. Solarius was going to be Ella's? What's it to me is Mom's been breathing down my damn neck about it.
Yeah, just tell her. It's fine.
Yeah, last time you did that, you remember how that went over, don't you?
I had to turn her into a bear. Yeah, I remember. It was fun.
Yeah, and you remembered
So-
what happened after you got out, right? After she got free?
Ella is
She left me alone
your
for a while.
sister, and
Half-sister. She is my half-sister.
no. He's talking to the Drow man. Ella is your sister, and he's your brother.
We're half siblings. Just drop it. She's older. But to answer your question even better than what you were thinking, these aren't boots of elven kind, these are boots of the elven warrior.
Oh, even better.
We're half high elves. He's a prince.
Okay, but back to the whole half sibling thing.
She's a demigod too. Why don't you just drop it at that?
He's a little slow. Give him some time.
I'm also a very impatient person, and you know this too well.
I know. I visit Young often. But why are you rushing her? Your mother normally doesn't deal with her.
Well, she just ups and disappears, and Mom can't find her via other means. She just sends me as a faithful hound of sorts, and I prefer not to be locked in a damn jail cell somewhere underneath the forest. So I just go to the extent of what I feel comfortable with and wait and tap my foot till she appears.
Just say she died. What's the worst? She's with us now.
The worst is if I go back and say she died, and then Mom just looks and says, "Okay, next you're in charge of the kingdom." Fuck that.
Why not just come with us then?
He just
Because that
glowed.
was our half-brother, the idiot in charge. You
Kind
know,
of
his ass in a
a
hole in the
win-win.
ground.
I'm not an idiot.
I wasn't talking about you.
Luna's just kind of laying there on the ground, just watching this, like a sitcom.
It's like a very big, bad sibling spatter where It's like, I don't want this responsibility. You take it. Shut up.
Exactly.
Well, remember, Mother said I couldn't be the one in charge. It had to be a male. The first male. You. So it sucks to suck, brother.
Yes, but what she doesn't know is I was going to pawn it off to you as soon as she gave it to me. And he slaps her on the back and he's like, and yet you just try to fuck it up.
Ella's just gonna lightning bolt him.
She can certainly try.
No, she's just gonna touch Adam and have a lightning bolt strike him.
He just, as I said, she can certainly try.
That's a 20.
Okay. He just looks at her, taps her with the blunt end of his sword. That's a 19 to hit. Sends the lightning bolt right back to her.
Oh, great. We got a ping pong match going of lightning bolts.
That did not.
It doesn't really affect us. We're literally bowlers.
He just looks, he's like,
We're conduits.
he just looks at him. She likes the arcane arts. She reads her books and crap. I just grew up in the woods, so what the hell would I know, right?
I'm older than him by 20 minutes. We're twins.
20 minutes to you is 20 years. Get real.
No. But I'm
So, did you want to come with us or not?
I will lead you because Mom was wanting to see her.
And what happens if we don't go?
Well, then I guess I can't say that I found y'all protecting her in the woods to try and pawn off some responsibility to you and possibly get you something to go off of.
I mean, that is fair.
Do not make me send Blue after you. I have no problems of sending my Velociraptor after you.
Oh, you mean that one? As he kind of looks to see. Oh, wait, no, Blue's not there anymore.
Yeah, did you not see the big tracks going out that way?
Quick question. Can anybody tell me whether or not they rolled a perception check to see if they saw the velociraptors upon leaving the plane?
No.
No, actually. However, I did roll a perception
What?
check just now, and that was a 17 to see if they were still around.
You see the food gone.
Is it
The
27?
food is gone. Are the
I did
horses still
16.
there?
Oh, it's a 27.
The scribe's still there.
Okay, so the horses are dead and eaten. Is the dire wolf still there?
The scribe's still there.
Okay, so the dire wolf is dead. Sorry, Malachi.
Good to
So,
know.
27 and 26 for Ella and Numi. Shit, this is complicated.
They're all kind of hidden in the woods, like trying to hide away about where y'all were camping farther off because they're like, who the fuck is this dark broody motherfucker, and why the fuck did a wolf just tear through camp and jump into a tree? I don't like this.
Numi and Ella are
So
totally
the dire
separate.
wolf is still there and still alive.
Yes, everybody's just away from, all the animals are just away from y'all because they're like, fuck this shit.
Ella's just gonna
I-
go, it's fine, you can come out. You can come out to
I
play.
whistle and call my direwolf to me.
Roll an animal handling check. What's up?
He doesn't have to because Ella, who has friends, called all the animals to let them know all is fine.
But do you have speak with animals?
22.
Yeah, he comes.
Hell yeah.
She
Hey Matt, you know
actually
what I
has
forgot to do during that
friends.
fight?
I was assuming you had left the drag. Oh no, you didn't. You kept him around your neck.
I did. I forgot to do those wisdom saving throws.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, tonight's also my bad because I'm trying to do this with a headache and everything keeps getting louder and echoing. I'm
I'm
feeling
sorry.
like the sound waves are coming out the back of my eye.
Oof.
Yeah, Yeah, I know you remember how bad I get with those. He's just like, so do y'all want to go back to the capital, or am I just going to be stuck explaining to Mother that the daughter who she wants to keep around for spying purposes and to raise a ring of spies is just wanting to go do her own thing?
Did I hear something about spies?
Oh Lord.
I'm
Oh.
sorry. Father asked me to help with a task, so I helped. He could not leave the celestial plane.
I am not blaming you. I am just simply asking, what are you wanting me to explain to Mother when I get back?
Well, I'm pretty sure they would like to rest and eat instead of being in the woods. And they already used the last of their rations, so we can go to
I
town,
s-
but Mother better have food.
I assume this capital you are talking about is the city that's about maybe a day to 2 days away.
A little further.
Okay.
Did you
I
bring
mean,
your own
ain't-
transportation?
He just looks at her, holds up a hand that reveals a ring.
Teleportation. How kind.
This is gonna be interesting.
Mhm.
We'll be there in a day to 2 days.
Oh no,
max.
that's not what I'm talking about.
You
This was
just
maybe my third time experiencing it.
you just see
Maybe
him
second.
flip the ring over, mutter a couple arcane words, and slam his hand onto the ground. And-
Fast, didn't it?
And as he does, you just see this giant circle start glowing with arcane energy and start encircling him.
Remember,
And-
pop your ears.
And then all of a sudden it opens completely glowing and boom, and it's still open. Does anybody want to follow him?
Hold on, brother. We need to leave a note for Levius?
Yeah, Levitas. Midnight quickly writes a note, leaves it on at the portal entrance, and then goes through the new portal.
Okay.
Went to capital. See you in like 5 days.
Well, hey, now
I
it's Luna
follow-
following us.
I follow
Zoom,
Midnight.
zoom.
And Numi says, well, hey, instead of Luna always trying to catch up to us, now it's Levius.
Yeah.
Zoom. Ella goes in. Zoom. Zoom. Take it everybody went in within the 6 seconds that was allotted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as y'all come to, you see the elven man just kind of... The drow just puts his long sword back into the sheath at his side, and he just starts walking very calmly, and you see he's like... rolling his head from side to side. He's like, alright, fair bit of advice. Everybody just roll your shoulders back to act like you're proud. Keep your posture
Okay.
upright. Keep your chest out. And keep your chin about parallel with the ground.
Numi and Ella.
Midnight's just gonna walk how he typically walks, being half elf.
Ella's just gonna go.
And as you are walking around, you see all sorts of elves around this area, whether they be half elves, drows, high elves,
Ah, yes, my family.
and then all of a sudden you just see the guy who brought y'all here doesn't stop or even look at any of them. He just keeps walking straight down this carpeted hall. Even when the people seem to disappear and he tells y'all to keep following him, he is still going down the carpeted hall. And you see two gargantuan doors. Like, I'm talking like they are probably about the size of a house. when you put them together and you see him take and push. Mother, we're back.
And Ella's just gonna push back. I'm home!
I was
Well,
wondering.
isn't that an entrance?
Yep.
These lot were protecting her out in the woods. Apparently, her dad decided that he needed her to help with something, and so there they were, all having fun in the woods, just piddling around.
Sure, we'll call it that.
Well, I mean, we weren't really just piddling around. We were saving her soul, as he points to Numi, or at least half of it, I should say.
And as she turns around, you see this drow woman. Super elegant dress, white hair, purple eyes, and the white of her dress directly contrasting with her dark skin. Looks over straight at Midnight.
Huh?
Ah, I see. I'm sorry. I've been trying to get her to help me out with a small task. See,
Something about spies, right?
she has a very specific skill set, which would allow her to help teach others certain ways to look in on certain things that are going around the world, if you catch what I'm saying.
I mean, could also maybe train some rogues?
I have tried that before.
Have you ever actually had a rogue teach them?
Yes. One of the best assassins I ever knew.
What's their name?
She just stares at you very cautiously for a second. Well, their name was Tavla. But, unfortunately, after they went on a slight excursion teaching stealth in the mountains, one of the younger ones decided that they knew better than what he was teaching them and the equipment style he was teaching them, and decided that speed was a lot better than silence. And Tavlar lost his life saving the idiot.
I know who you talk about. I was his trainer.
He died over 100 years ago. I highly doubt that.
Maybe a different Tevlar then, but I know the name.
Yeah. But lo and behold, it was very, very intrinsic whenever it happened, and there was no one else nearly as good that could continue to train them. So we kind of had to put that on hold until we could find someone of that skill set that's willing to settle down, and most of them don't like being around politics that happen on a daily basis. So instead of doing that, we figured something about spying via magical means would probably be a safer option, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, no, I understand.
A little less traceable.
Depending on who you talk to, yeah.
Also depends on what's readily available.
Agreed.
So a sect of scryers, per se, would probably be a lot easier to navigate between countries, wouldn't you think?
Absolutely.
And then that leaves an open invitation for any hitmen that could already be in the area. So,
I do have a particular skill set.
that's what I was opting for there. Kind of keep hands clean of it.
Understandable. Midnight, as he does a bow.
Well, thank you. Most people around here just call me Queen Thorn. But I do thank y'all for protecting her. Do y'all need any monetary compensation for anything, or would y'all?
Midnight's just gonna kind of look over at Numi, let her be the decision maker on that one, because it was her soul that was getting saved.
Or would
half
y'all
of it.
want possibly a small outkeep?
Well, seeing as we have Displacer Beast and 4 Velociraptors and a dire wolf, I think we need food away from the town so, it don't lose more folks.
Did you bring the raptors with you through the teleportation circle?
This is her just saying she wants a reason to not be in town.
There is an outskirt premises, but I don't know.
Gonna be a but.
I don't know how well y'all would like it. It's been abandoned for a while, but it is a fairly large estate.
I mean, that'll work for us, honestly.
It'll work for us.
Um,
We got another party member or two still straggling.
okay. So the manor on the outskirts is called. A lot of people have called it the Obsidian Castle.
As soon as he hears obsidian, he pulls out one of his obsidian fragments. Like, obsidian.
That's what the name implies, but it's not made of obsidian.
Okay.
We do have it is made of some sort of black stone that is similar in color but not as brittle. But speaking of, we do have crafters that do specialize in using obsidian for their artworks and crafting. If you're looking to sell,
Sell or make into something.
well, we do have crafters that would be willing to do it. It's normally for a decent penny because of how rare it is, but who knows? Maybe if you stick around enough, you'll be able to curry enough favor to drive down the prices. Now, the keep has been home to a couple of barons and martinets and all, if you will, but it's got 3 towers that are interconnecting on a mansion. And by mansion, I mean it's got about 3 floors with 3 separate towers that go up to an additional floor.
Okay.
Now, the biggest thing that you're going to run into is probably having to do some housekeeping for a while. It hasn't
not
been
used
lived
to.
in for over 100 years. We've tried to preserve it as best we could, but nobody really wanted to stay there.
I understand.
So,
And you're saying this is being offered to us to keep?
yeah, as a place or an abode as long as y'all are here.
I appreciate that.
But while you are here, before you leave, as she points to Midnight, you, as she points to Malachi, one of you will need to stay in here and then swap off with the other
I'll
before
stay first
y'all
then.
before y'all head out.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna let Malachi be first this time.
Before
I
they
guess
stay
I'll do.
behind, quick question. Do you have anywhere where I, Numi, can get one of those fancy rings your son has?
He kind of like twirls it for a second. She looks at him. Those are direct links to the palace. I would prefer have a little more trust built between us before I offer anything like that up.
You have my half sister.
Yes. However, I do not know where loyalties lie as far as political affairs may go.
I do not have any
So-
political affairs.
I'm not just referencing you. Okay.
Fair enough. But I cannot have any political affairs.
And I
mean,
do
your
not
dad
care.
Is Polaris and your mother is Lumine, so
I do not care because I do not know any of their political affairs, and they said there was one more still missing. I do not know any of their political affairs. I just need more trust built before I am willing to part with a way directly into my house and a place where a lot of our politicians will gather to do work.
No, that is perfectly fine. I was just curious if it was possible.
A lot more trust, as I said.
you won't hear any arguments from me.
Numi's just gonna disappear.
Hey, wait a
See
minute.
you at the manor.
She's going from solid form to not solid form. Because she doesn't want her face to be shown. Or she's aggravated because she was just saying she was asking a simple question.
And I was giving a simple answer and she kept repeating the same question.
No, I just said
Just be
asking.
thankful that I kept repeating the same answer.
All I'm saying is she was just asking if it's possible. Like, could they make it there? Not, it's just built on trust. That's what I was getting at.
And I was saying, you've got to build the trust in order to obtain something like that.
And she said it was fine.
But you had asked more than once, and every time I was explaining it, you kept asking. Which is why the queen herself was also getting very aggravated. So, kind of take it with a grain of salt if you feel like Numi's being shafted there. But she's already given you a significant...
I had only asked the question once and was just trying to explain where Numi was coming from. Not asking again.
Yes, but the way you were doing it was coming off as you kept asking. And I was just saying, it's just something that has to be built up to with trust.
Okay.
As Numi disappears, Midnight just says, "See you at the manor."
Is there any more questions I could help you out with?
Well, as far as I know, you just needed to see myself and Malachi one at a
No,
time.
no, just ups and walks out. Go find Numi.
See you at the manor,
Shakes her
Luna.
head and Just
Right.
walks off.
Well, Malachi, you're up first. Have fun. What's
I
up?
walked. I guess I stay in the room. And wait for the.
As the door shuts behind Midnight, she looks directly at you and directly at her son and Ella as she shoos them back away.
Nope, Ella had already shook her head and walked out.
And she just looks at you and says, As a fair warning, the House of Slizar is not very welcome in most of this town.
Understandable. I'm trying
So-
to break free.
I'm not saying it one way or another. I'm just saying. I've heard from various locations as I am not a total imbecile when it comes to information gathering, that they were on the lookout for a dragonborn that looked similar to yourself, so I am trying to not let them have a reason to enter my kingdom. But I don't want you to feel as if I am shafting you individually. It's just they are not welcome here. So if they show up, just give a good old shout.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Majesty. Well,
Very well. You can go ahead and let the other one in.
walk out, and I gesture to Midnight. You're up. And
Yep.
I keep talking.
The reason why you went first is because I know mine is going to take the longest thing to walk in.
She specifically looks at you as you enter and the door shuts behind you. You do know you're being sought after, right?
Oh, I'm fully aware of that. Yormund wants to try and control me.
Believe it or not, he wasn't searching after you for control.
According to my friend, the one who is currently talking with his deity, he wants my blood to control me through resurrection of my dead wife. And apparently also my child, who was magically sped through the process of birth prior to death.
She just looks at you. I'm not talking about why he's looking after your blood. I'm talking about why I was sending the creatures for you.
Well, if my blood is any indication, I would assume he wanted it for that reason, but if there's another reason, I'm glad to hear it.
No, he was actually going to offer you to resurrect them for you completing a job for him.
Which job?
You remember the box you picked up for him?
I do.
He wants it opened. Instead
What's
of...
in the box?
I don't know, I've never even seen it. He just told me to relay it to you so he wasn't stepping foot anywhere.
The thing is that I left for a reason. I didn't want my wife to be looking down on me from the afterlife and thinking I'm not doing anything to help the world. I'm done with that life.
He just said that he was looking for you to get the box unlocked and get everything underway.
Did you say he's about 30 feet away, Matt?
Hmm?
Would you say he's about 30 feet away from me at the door?
Y'all are through a enclosed door, and he's probably about a good 50 to 100 foot away inside of a big
Just
old...
wanted to ask.
So I assume you know of my past and who I used to be.
Yes, I know. I choose not to judge people based on who they are when they walk in. Rather, who they choose to be while they are here. Don't break any of our laws. You won't wind up in jail. Simple, really.
No, I understand.
I don't like being judge. I don't like being jury. I would prefer if everything ran smoothly and politics weren't necessary, but That's not how it always goes.
So I assume you know how to contact him.
I can, but I'm letting you know before I do anything. If you want me to let him know that the answer is no, so be it. If you want me to get him to find someone else, so be it. I'm letting you decide, and I'm not going to rush you.
I'll be back tomorrow with my answer.
Very well. I will inform the guards.
Thank you.
And she nods and walks out the back of the room.
He stands there for a sec, kind of thinking about his past. And then turns to leave.
And as you walk out, Malachi, are you still waiting there outside the door?
I walked away far enough to where I could still see the door, but to give Midnight some space for the daughter.
Mm-hmm. And Luna, you already went to the mansion?
Yeah.
Alright. I take it Midnight and Malachi are probably going to start making their way to the mansion?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call
As-
my direwolf and we're both gonna walk to the mansion.
As we start walking, Midnight ponders what the queen had said
Mm-hmm.
and verbally says, as we walk, the right hand will not return, but I will hear what the leader of Animal House has to say.
I'm sorry. What? I say that to him. You're who?
Not who, was.
Fair enough.
I used to be known as the Right Hand. That was my title.
Good.
While I worked as an assassin for Animal House, I was the literal number 2 for the leader of Animal House, known as Yormund.
Well, then I guess you were my boss.
At one time, yes, I was.
And I take out the vial of blood and I hand it to Midnight and I say, I've made my choice. I'm not giving this to him.
There's a reason why I'd left, and it was to try and do right by my wife, so she wouldn't have to worry in the afterlife. As we are walking, I pop the vial open and I pour it into the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Closing the vial and put it away.
Okay. And
About how long until we get to the mansion?
as you continue walking to the outskirts of the town, you see the manor growing bigger and bigger in the distance. And you'd say it's probably about In total, it's probably about half the size of the Biltmore estate, and about 4 stories high in the towers and 3 in the main house.
Okay. Oh, also at this time, as we are no longer in the country that doesn't look fondly to those who own dragons,
Mm-hmm.
I let Raven come out from underneath where his hiding spot, and he kind of chills on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
That way he can get some fresh air.
He enjoys it, kind of almost purrs and ruffles his feathers a little bit. Kind of just relaxes after kind of unmatting his fur and shaking it out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And as y'all continue walking, once you get up, you realize the mansion's actually quite big. And it's going to be quite spacious. Even for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all probably will have enough room in there to actually make use of some items that you probably previously haven't, and probably be able to have a couple different styles of shops or working areas, if you will. What has Numi and Luna been doing during this time?
Pretty much going inside.
I'm just exploring the mansion. I want to explore. See what I can find.
Maybe it's probably if it has a downstairs in the basement area.
Okay. It was a single story that had 2 upper floors and 4 floors on each tower.
Okay, then she's up at the top tower.
Okay.
At the highest room of the highest tower.
As I said, I didn't know if it had a basement or not, so I said basement, whatever. If it don't, then she's up at the top.
Okay. She's up at the top of one of the towers. Got it.
Yep, and Ella's there with her.
Okay. Ella had been asked to stay at the palace, though. You do remember that, right?
You do remember I said bathroom break, right? So I didn't hear if Ella was sent to stay. All I had said was Ella shook her head at her mother and walked out.
Okay.
But if she's supposed to stay there, then she's there.
Okay. Well, as y'all enter and you look around, it's very barren. So, there's not a lot that's actually there. So, all the furnishing and everything would have to be provided by y'all. But it is a fairly large estate with a whole bunch of rooms that y'all could probably work on building out.
Midnight's just gonna go to one of the rooms, kind of look around, see how spacious it is,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of get an idea of what kind of shop he thinks would be best for this particular room.
Okay, so you're looking at one of the bigger rooms that would probably be. So all of them are very plainly outfitted. There is only one with anything that's even close to similar to something that a lot of people would commonly use, and that's the one with the big old furnace that would probably be able to be used as a forge real good.
Okay.
or to help heat the house
Mhm.
during extremely cold times. But other than that, most of them are kind of like out in the open and ready for whatever you would be putting in them.
Okay.
As I said, most of the furnishings are going to be provided for by you guys
Yeah.
as you, when y'all are choosing to stay there.
So based off of what Midnight had talked to the Queen about, he kind of figured that this was theirs to legitimately keep, even though they still have more traveling that they have to do.
As said, like as long as y'all are there, like when y'all are there, it's yours. Like if you're not
Okay.
there, then you might want to have somebody there to upkeep it.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that.
Okay. No, I understand. Um, so after kind of looking around, Midnight's gonna uh I assume Malachi and Luna are around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna go up to them. Have you guys found any sort of like cleaning supplies yet? I haven't seen any yet.
I haven't really done much looking.
We should probably see if we can't go procure some,
It's not a bad idea.
as well as maybe a couple items to try and set up a shop or two.
What you thinking, a forge or what?
Well, as far as shops, my proficiencies lie in jewelry and honestly poison.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have some ways to. I mean, speaking from at least Levitas, he's got enchanter's kit, right?
As far as I know, he's able to do some semblance of enchanting. I mean, hell, he made that staff of his all on his own.
Then we should probably at least think about procuring a shop
Right.
for enchanting.
Probably just need to make like an enchantment room,
Yeah.
like a sacred
Well,
kind of place.
yeah, no, I understand that. I was also thinking, at the very least, while we are here, and say we as a party come back, we have a place to potentially make items and sell them. Be able to
Word.
have some sort of income and revenue besides our adventuring, you know.
Mm-hmm. I think that wouldn't be a
Um,
horrible idea.
Secondly, y'all know we don't have a party name, right?
Nope. This is news to me.
Yeah, we don't actually have a party name. We've kind of just been adventuring together without having a legitimate name.
Misfits.
Did you miss Bella literally saying mischievous misfits?
I
like
said
that.
misfit.
Yeah, I mean,
And that was out of
that would
character.
work.
Because Mickey's still in the room.
Yeah.
May's probably somewhere around here.
Numi
well.
is in a room.
Eh, we'll let her cool off,
Yeah, leave her alone.
do her thing. But I mean, hey, might as well be the misfits. We are a band of misfits anyway, so.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, does anybody want to go with me to get these cleaning supplies and maybe some items to set up a shop or two, as well as probably things
join
that
you.
we're gonna need and to really even outfit this house?
I'll join you.
I should say.
I'll stay here and see if I can find See what else I can find.
Okay.
Thing.
Cool. Well, he's then gonna take off his own bag and just have the bag of holding on him.
Okay.
But he's gonna take his thieves' tools out of his bag and just put them on his person.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to hand the bag over to Luna. If there's something in this bag that you need, don't, like, you can use whatever's in here minus. Actually, he also takes out the cloak and then hands it over. Whatever you need, you can use.
Okay.
Okay. So is Numi just sitting in there contemplating, or what?
She's just moving around, debating.
I take off my bag and I keep my bag with me.
We'll be back in a couple hours.
Okay.
It's essentially just seeing how thick these walls are and just walking through them.
All right. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check with it.
You want me to roll one too? See what I can find walking around?
If you want to try and find something, the place is pretty barren.
24.
You notice that they're about like 3 cinder blocks worth thick. Like they are super reinforced walls.
Is that going to stop me from going through them?
No, I'm
It's
just
just
saying.
gonna take you a while to go through them.
I'm just saying, like, they're well reinforced, like for being under siege or something like that.
Yeah, I was about to be like,
Just trying
crack
to
a
make
joke.
sure she's still alive and, able to go through shit.
Okay, so essentially coming back to life and trying to.
Yeah, she's just kind of whatever, walking through.
I don't know. Looks at Numi and says, "Well, at least you got the walking through the walls thing down again. At least you can still do that."
And as y'all are leaving to go look for cleaning supplies and all that, go ahead and roll me an investigation check, since this is a town none of y'all are even remotely familiar with.
you said investigation, right?
Yes.
It'll be 13.
Everyone?
Yeah. That'd be an 8 for me.
So Luna, where did everyone go? I'm pretty sure they came back by now.
They went to go get cleaning supplies and I think some furniture and stuff.
Oh, we're staying?
I guess so.
So instead of staying in the town we were at, that we could have took over a mansion, we're gonna stay in this area? He just walks off into another wall.
So you rolled 13. What did you roll?
I got an 8. I don't know shit.
So it takes y'all a while in this big of a city to actually find where a lot of stuff is, but eventually, after an hour of walking around, you do find a general goods store. And when you walk in, you just are greeted by a scraggly old man. Hey, how can I help you?
Looking for supplies, at the very least, to clean up a house, and then possibly be pointed in the right direction for furniture and or items to set up a shop or two.
Oh, so I got the buckets here. I got the rags here. And you just see how big of a house are you trying to clean?
Obsidian's Keep.
Oh. How many of you are going to be cleaning it?
At the very least 2 or 3 of us.
Well, I got 3 buckets, 3 rags, and there's a couple dusters there. That's gonna be a lot of work to keep it clean, you know.
You wouldn't happen to be able to point us in a direction of possibly hiring some people to A, help, B, upkeep the cleaning while we're not at home?
Well, most of the cleaners around here, the ones that are just gonna be cleaning and possibly cooking, gonna be looking at like maybe 5 silver a day to keep them around.
All right.
But most of the time, they won't pay for the week in advance,
Oh, that's easy.
and then they're willing to stay around and clean and cook and try and keep everything in ship shop shape.
Okay. What about setting up a shop or two and possibly being able to hire somebody to keep said shop going?
So there's a carpenter and a smithy right up the road. They normally don't take that many commissions for stuff that intricate, so if you want to put in a request for them to make something to help you set it up, we can arrange that. The carpenter normally keeps a couple beds laying around because I know that place has been barren for the past 100 years or so.
Yeah. The queen was gracious enough to give it to our party.
That's one way to put it. Legend around here says nobody stayed in there for that long because apparently it's haunted.
I mean, not for long. We've got one that likes to haunt people ourselves.
Very ironic.
How much
Ironic
for
indeed.
the cleaning supplies?
Um, you're looking at probably about 5 silver.
Uh, Here's a gold. Keep the change.
Oh, thank you. Do you want me to put in a request for the carpenter for anything like a workbench or anything like that, or possibly the smithy for something for you to actually work with?
Actually, if you could just point us in the direction to them, that would be great. As well as maybe like cleaners and whatnot.
So the cleaners, you're gonna want to just like kind of post it about it on the job board,
Okay.
or put a post about it right outside your house. Don't know how many people will go out that way just to see what's going on, but go ahead and you can throw it up saying, "Hey, we're looking for cleaners at here, willing to pay in advance, 5 silver or so a day, whatever."
Mhm.
But that'd be something y'all could agree upon.
Okay.
Then the carpenter is gonna have beds. I don't know if he's gonna have mattresses to go with them, but hey, at least it's something to sleep on.
Very true.
And then you could put in some requests for certain things, and then the smithy, depending on what you're looking for, could try to help you with what you need, possibly.
Okay. I
They're
really
right next to
appreciate
each other. About they're gonna be about 4 houses to the next intersection, and then you're gonna take that right, and then in that little cul-de-sac looking area over there, you're gonna have a big old. You're gonna have one on either side. They're gonna be right there by each other.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the information.
Appreciate it.
In terms of hiring people for the shops that we set up in the house, do we just kind of post a job for that as well, or no?
You could, but very skilled people for very specific things might be harder to find, and they might cost you a little bit more.
Okay. I really appreciate that.
Okay.
I then take the bag of holding off my shoulders and put the the buckets in them, as well as the rags and dusters.
Okay. Anything you're working on doing now?
Just walking around.
I assume it was three buckets, 3 rags, and 3 dusters.
Yes.
Sorry.
What else is she supposed to do?
I didn't know what you were wanting to do. That's why I was like, are you looking for. You specifically said the thickness of the walls, but I was like, is there anything else you were kind of looking for?
Oh, for the thickness of the walls, that was more or less not me trying to investigate. Ooh, how thick? It was more of, I wonder if I could go through this. Or is it going to
Okay.
be solid where I can't go through it?
Okay. No, you still got your ghost form. So I was just like, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish here right now, so that's what I was trying to get
I
at.
don't know. Being the ghost of the house?
Okay.
Why not?
Does she run into the other ghost that's haunting the house?
Why not?
Go ahead and roll me a investigation check if you're looking for anything haunting around.
I'm gonna try to find the kitchen. See if we got any food.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
24.
Yeah, you see it, but it's not really like a ghost, like anything dangerous. It's just kind of like a spectral being who's just kind of been trapped in limbo for a while.
Why are you
I got
here?
23.
You find some molding bread that's got like some mushrooms and fungus growing on it.
There can only be one ghost.
I say to, this is not me metagaming, but that was probably a good idea to go get food.
I'll just go hunt for us some.
Okay.
The-
So I guess to the carpenter, I look over at Midnight. I guess to the
Uh,
carpenter or smithy.
so first we're going with what Numi's doing right now.
Yep.
Okay.
I haven't been able to leave here. And anytime I ask for directions, normally people are just screaming and running away.
I get that all the time. But where are you trying to go?
I'm trying to leave the mortal plane.
You're trying to ascend or descend.
I'm trying to get to the ethereal plane. You know, that way I can kind of rest at ease versus being stuck in this limbo-esque era.
I mean, I have a box. You can join some other souls. And then you can wreak your revenge when called upon.
Make me a persuasion check on that. Okay. You know, that doesn't sound too bad. I've been itching to get at least out of this manor, but
When you'll be in a box, you'll have company. They won't scream from you and run.
yeah,
Besides, you get to see more than these 4 walls.
yeah, that sounds fair. I'm willing to go. Let's see what it has to offer.
All you gotta do is touch it.
Hey, the mansion's no longer haunted.
But isn't it though?
I mean, essentially, yes.
Yes, but no.
Okay. So,
What? I think I'm gonna go back up to that room. I'm gonna try to make some potions. I'm bored.
Uh-oh.
Do you have alchemy supplies
Yes,
with you?
I do.
Had... Okay.
And not only that, but I'm pretty sure I can enlist the help of me sister, who has alchemist supplies, leatherworking tools.
No, Milo, she's going to send me to get more
I'll
herbs
tell-
or something out of the wild.
I'll talk to you more about that afterwards. Okay. That's
Sure.
that's what I was trying to kind of waylay for a bit. That's why I was trying to get her at the palace for a little bit.
I was referring to the alchemist.
I thought you were referring to Ella.
I was just saying, so that everybody else knew that technically Ella also has alchemist and leatherwork if they want somebody in leatherworking.
Okay. But so y'all head over to the carpenter or the smithy?
We'll do the carpenter first.
Okay. As you walk in, you just see, for the first time ever, you see a gnome that's not quite like very scrawny like you're used to seeing gnomes, but like you just see him in what appears to be like biberalls, just having an axe and using the axe to kind of like trim up and straighten up some wood. And looking at him at first, you're just like, oh, okay, that's a decently sized gnome. But the more you look, the more you see this gnome is just defined as crap, and his arms are probably about the size of like mini casks. And he's just over there gently going through and leveling out the wood, not even paying any attention.
That is one tough gnome, I say out loud.
Oh, sorry. Name's Alpy Woodchipper. How can I help you?
Well, I heard you had some beds.
Well, I got plenty of beds. It just depends. Do you want the frames? Do you want the solid planks? You want the mattress? What all you want?
Preferably a full bed. Frame, mattress, the whole nine.
Alright, so I'm gonna be real with you. A full mattress, a full bed set like that is gonna run you probably about 500 gold a piece. And then he just knocks on one of them that he's got fully assembled, and you see there's like 4 of them lined up, 4 or 5 of them just lined up, and they're ranging from like these super dark like elegant oaks to like these red oaks, and then there's some that are just plain old stain. He's like, if you're looking for something like these, you're gonna be spending about 500 gold. If you're looking for something like those, and he points to just the plain Jane, just weathered wood that's been like weatherproofed and all that, and he's like, oh, those will probably run you more about like 300, just because you look at that and then you look at those and these are more fancy because they do have decent inlays in them from design purposes and all of that.
So, let's see, what did I need? Oh, man. Midnight's kind of thinking out loud. Hey, Malachi, how many beds do you think we'll need for in-home cleaners, in-home cooks, a couple people for the shops that we're trying to build up over at Obsidian's Castle? Or, excuse me, Obsidian's Keep.
Well, how many shops do you plan on? I look over at midnight. How many shops do you plan on building?
Let's see, 1, 2. I'd say probably 3 or 4.
Including you, me, Levitas. I know Numi doesn't need one. I don't think she sleeps. What about Luna?
So I was thinking at the very least 1 for every party member.
Mm-hmm. There's 5 right there.
Yeah. So there's 2,500. Say, how many cleaners do you think we're gonna need?
Is that big? Probably 5 or 6.
So the cleaners don't necessarily have to live in the house with you.
True.
Sure.
Okay. Well,
But you can
cleaners-
offer them.
That is true.
Yeah. I say let's get in the ballpark 15 beds, maybe.
15. So
That'd be
15.
5 for you, me, 5 for the whole party,
2,500.
5 for the in-house cleaners.
Why
So
don't
that
you
is
just
5,000.
decide
Another-
the party first, because you don't really know anybody yet. You don't really shouldn't trust anybody yet. So just get the 5 for the party members.
I'll just try and get initially get the 5
Yeah.
for the party, spend 2,500, and then hold off on getting any for any
Okay. So the 5 for the
in-house
party.
staff.
Okay.
But we can easily calculate it out now. Just keep that in mind.
Well, let's calculate when we get home.
Okay. So I say let's just start with the 5 for the
We
party.
start with the 5. So 2,500.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think we'll need for the shops? I know we still got to go over to the smithy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got some workbenches for you, but they're wood.
I mean, it would work, especially with like what I'll be using them for, anyways.
If you're looking
Well,
for
I
anything,
think-
if you're looking for anything that's anvil related or metal topped, you're gonna be better off getting something from across the way at the smithy. I'd say it'd probably be best to talk with everybody whenever you get back, or whenever they're all
Before
there,
trying to get any sort of materials for shops.
before trying to get any sort of furniture. Because if they don't like the design of their bed and you're going with the expensive one versus the 300 gold one, then what's the point in buying them their bed that you would think they would want if they're not going to want it?
That's a
That
good
is
point.
fair. That is a very good point.
We got the $500 ones, and then we have the $300 ones.
That is true.
Uh,
Well,
Why don't you just get one of each so they can actually physically see?
Because
Yeah,
each
we did
individual
wonder.
one is different. I'm just
Buy
explaining.
one of the 500, buy one of the 300, so they can see the difference.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. Getting one of each. Wait, what the hell? Yeah.
hey,
I-
Malachi, you think it would be better to just get one of each, let them see, and they can choose?
That might not be a bad idea.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 800, 400 apiece,
Uh,
you know?
Midnight's gonna look over at the gnome. Mr. Woodchipper, was it?
Yeah, just call me Alpi.
Albie?
Alpi.
Alpi. I'm sorry.
ALPI.
Can I get one of the 500, one of the 300?
Yeah. Did you want to go ahead and get one of the workbenches too, or no?
Um,
Might
Just-
not be a bad idea.
Just
we'll
checking.
do
Those are about
two.
Those are about 200 apiece.
We'll do 2 of them.
Okay.
Um,
Do you want those delivered, or do you have means of getting them back over there right now?
it would be great if we could get them delivered over there.
Okay. All right, boys. And you just see 4 Goliaths tumbling in, like leaning underneath the door frame. Yeah, boss. Oh, what can we do for you? Once I get the payment. You said 2 workbenches or 1? 2 workbenches, 1 fancy bed, 1 calm bed. Yes, boss.
How much is that gonna run me? If my math is correct, what, 1,200 gold?
Yeah, 1,200.
I pull out 1,200 gold from my pouch and
I
I
slide.
put it onto the counter.
I
Thank
slide
you.
600 over to midnight.
Thank you. And if there's anything else I can do for you, just come back on over to Alpies and let me know.
Will do. Appreciate it, Alfie.
Okay.
We'll be back.
All right. And then he goes back
Um,
to, or he was about to go back to doing
I
the bed.
was gonna say that we were gonna head over to the smithy after this.
All right. He goes back to
Yep.
re-leveling up the wood on the bed.
And
And
you
then-
got the 600 the 600 gold that I handed you, right? Okay.
Yes. Cool. So we got, at the very least, 2 workbenches, a bed, 2 different types of beds. That way, party can choose which ones they want. Should probably stop off at the smithy, see what we can get from them, huh?
Horrible idea.
Huh?
I said that's not a horrible idea.
See, we also have to think about food too. Okay.
You have to think about a way of storing it so it doesn't go bad.
I mean, it's a mansion. We've got a kitchen.
True.
All right. So as you head over to the smithy, ting, 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 and as you peer in, you see the weirdest sight you have ever seen. You see a wood elf standing there in front of the forge, hammering away at something, and then he just looks over at you. Well, are you just gonna stand there, or are you gonna come in? As he puts whatever he was working on into a bucket or barrel of
walk
some
in.
sort of liquid.
Yeah, I mean, we just showed up, but yeah, we'll come on in. Trying to see if we can't procure some supplies.
What you looking for?
Well, trying to set up at the very least some semblance of a jeweler shop, potentially a smithing shop over at Obsidian's Keep.
All right.
But the smithing shop is gonna be a down the road kind of project. But I know I'm good with jewelry, so if I could possibly get some supplies, that might be able to get me started for that.
I could work on something. Closest thing I have to something that you'd probably be able to use is something like this. And what he holds up is literally just like what most people nowadays would see as a ring sizer to check the size of a ring. But you see, like, it actually kind of, as you get it there, it starts holding it into place and will hold it into an area. That way it's easier to work on.
Mhm.
If you're trying to do any fine detailing or anything like that.
Okay.
And he's like, that's about all I got as far as anything for jewelry goes.
It'll work at the very least for rings. You wouldn't happen to have anything to possibly make like bracelets and or necklaces too? Or would that be something you'd have to make?
In all honesty, it'd probably be something. It'd probably be some tools I'd have to make. You might be able to find some somewhere else. I don't think the general goods store is gonna have it. You might have to go to a jewelry specific area.
Oh, I have zero problems waiting, to be honest, if I could commission those types of tools from you.
Yeah. And then he just kind of looks and thinks for a second. He's like, I could probably make you something that's gonna be like a bust, so that it's almost like that of a neck. That way you can kind of hang a necklace on it while you're working on it.
Mhm.
Or at least something that's going to have some holes for like earrings or something like that.
That'll be perfect.
Yeah, I could probably design something like that out. It might not be best to go with metal, seeing as I would have to put holes into it.
Okay.
Um, some softer or more porous wood, maybe.
Okay.
But you're going to be looking for more of an artisan to do something like that. I
Is there an
specialize.
artisan in town?
There are a few, but not a lot of them specialize in very specific blade type of things. If you ask them for something, they're probably going to go way overboard. And Alpy over there, bless his heart, he's great with his beds and his workbenches. He's great at what he does. He just ain't got no finesse.
I mean, every artisan has their craft.
I mean, he's great at what he does. He just doesn't have the finesse to do something like that.
I
Uh,
understand.
and most of the other ones that do are kind of hoity-toity, if you get what I'm saying. I can make it for you, but again, making it out of metal versus something kind of porous and lighter and easier to work with, like wood, it depends on what you're looking for.
I understand. Okay. Um, in
Just
that
something
case,
for
could
you to
I
think about.
commission something at the very least for bracelets? I can kind of think about the whole necklace thing later and earrings.
So with bracelets, you can also have to kind of measure out the arm of the person you're going to be going with. So
Okay.
you might be better off trying to do something like that on the fly.
No, I understand. Okay. So he points at the like ring sizer thing.
Hmm.
Is that like a universal for rings, or is it like one particular style? Or
It's just literally a cone shape that for the band of the rings
mm,
helps you figure out about where your sizing is going to be at, and once you get it there, it just kind of magically will hold it into place
okay.
so that you can
So it,
adorn
it
it.
is kind of universal for the most part in terms of ring sizes.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that going to run me?
I'm willing to part with it for. Let's go 25 gold.
Done deal. Hands over 25 gold.
And he'll just put it onto the counter and pocket the 25 gold.
Um, Now materials in terms of making said uh, jewelry.
Are you going for aesthetics or prettiness? Or are you going for aesthetics or functionality?
How about a combination of both? Possibly being able to be enchanted.
Well, I'm probably one of the few smiths around here that can work with the material that's easily enchanted that I know of. But I don't do enchanting.
No, I understand. What I'm getting at is materials that have the ability to be enchanted that I could essentially work with to, um, at the very least, make some items. And if people wanted to get them enchanted, they could.
For that, you're going to be looking for mithril.
Okay.
If you find the mithril, it'll be easy to enchant, but there is no guarantee that you're gonna draw a lot of people because mithril is pricey.
I understand.
Your next best bet's gonna be something that's gonna be like gold. And most people would rather have gold coin than a gold object. Unless that gold object has magic to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of working in a little bit of a give and take area right there.
I understand.
Because if they gotta pay you gold to get the golden item to take it over and get it enchanted, where they're gonna pay more gold, you're kind of looking at a very weeble wobble type of ordeal.
I understand. Appreciate the information. What else is able to be enchanted? Or has the ability to be enchanted?
Anything has the ability, but mithril and gold tend to have it go about the best.
Okay. Is there a way that we could make a deal for materials?
All my mithril comes through my supplier, and I barely get what I can. I get what I can, but he's
I
very
understand.
strapped.
I'm not trying to take anything from you if you don't have like extras. So,
Yeah,
I appreciate.
if
the,
you talk
the
to
sizer.
him, he might be able to point you to somebody. If that's what you're interested in, but that could be days to get in touch with.
I understand. Appreciate the information. Thank you for the ring sizer.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, do you know of a good like, I guess you could say food market that we could go to, see if we can't get some food that we can take back with us?
And go back to the intersection over there, and you just keep going. Next cul-de-sac's gonna be full of all your food vendors.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Back to Numi and Luna. Are y'all still walking around, exploring
So
the
I
mansion?
done went hunting. I just shot you a message of what all I got, and she's getting ready to go in for the night to rest from hunting.
Okay.
So, you know, you can do whichever.
All right.
All right, night, y'all.
All right.
No, Numi just cut all the lights on. She's, you know, somewhere.
Numi's just roaming around with random lights going off inside the mansion.
She randomly cut lights on and she's just somewhere.
Okay.
She's hiding.
And so I take it y'all are wanting to go to the food market?
Yes.
All right. So as y'all go to the food market, I'm just going to make this quick because it's getting late. What specifically are you looking to buy?
Breads, meats, vegetables, stuff to at the very least tie us over for the night.
Okay, so probably about a loaf of bread, couple slabs of meat, and essentially you're looking for. I mean, y'all still have rations, I do believe. No, you do not. So
Done ran out of rations.
a loaf of
Yeah.
bread's gonna run you about a silver, and then the slabs of meat for all four of you are probably gonna run you about 8 silver, and then a couple baskets of a basket or like just enough vegetables to tide y'all over is probably gonna run you about another silver. So you're looking at about a
Okay.
gold for everything.
How about also including the pets that we all have with us at the current moment?
So Raven, the Moorbounders, and not Moorbounders, but Raven, the Displacer Beast, and the Direwolf, right?
Mhm.
That's gonna run. That's gonna run you probably about another gold. So you're looking at about 2 gold for the night alone.
Okay.
I hand over the 2 gold.
All right.
I look at Malachi. We should probably start heading back to the mansion, but on the way back, we'll stop at the job board and post the jobs for cleaners.
Okay.
And
Good idea.
So while they've been out, you've probably been roaming around everywhere. So you just see these 4 Goliaths kind of just like standing at the front door.
I don't see shit. I can guarantee you that.
You said you've been roaming around the mansion.
I went through, cut all the lights on, and I am hiding somewhere in the mansion. And I will not see. I can guarantee you that. If I
Okay.
see, there's an issue.
anyways,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they've already knocked on the door. They're just kind of like waiting, like, oh, we got furniture here. Just like knocking at the door occasionally. Like, what's going on?
Numi should have, or not Numi, but Luna should have had the door open when she came in with the meat.
She won't. She didn't say she left it open, so.
She didn't say she opened the door either.
Well, I'm assuming going out to go hunt, you would open a door and shut a door, and then coming back in, you would open a door and shut a door. That would be my assumption. So.
Numi had opened the door, and she's back in her hiding place.
Okay. And you just see them bring in like 2 workbenches and 2 beds and just kind of like set them right there in the center of the floor and walk out. Like, it's kind of weird. Shut the door behind them. Like,
Because the door ran away.
Bless you.
bless you. But
Bless.
they go through, and I take it y'all posted them, and y'all head back to the mansion to see the furniture just laying there in the center of everything, just right there open on the floor, and you're probably gonna make food and try and figure out how to talk to everybody about it, but it is getting late.
Yes. I'll just say right now that the only job as of current that was posted is for cleaners. Willing to negotiate, willing to let them live at the house after trust is built.
Okay.
But for the current moment, it's for cleaners, and we'll post another job at another time.
Okay.
But yes, we get back to the mansion with food in hand, and I just kind of call out like, "Nome, Luna, we've got food here to last us at least the night."
All right.
Luna went to bed. Now she just put it in the fridge for her.
Can do that.
You walk into where the kitchen would be. And you see 2 good-sized deer just kind of like hanging out on the other side of the window, along with a couple rabbits, like letting the blood drain, with a note that says, "Store it properly so it don't go bad."
Gonna look at Malachi. Do you know anything about preserving meat?
Sadly, no. Bet we can figure it out though.
Hey, Numi. Waits a sec. Numi. God damn it, Numi, I need your help.
Come find me.
You just can't make it easier for me, can you? When Luna left deer and rabbit blood draining, and I don't know anything about preserving meat.
I kind of just face palmed. I'm like, oh god damn it! Does that mean we have to go and find her?
Yeah, but at the very least, we'll put what we got or bought into the fridge and then go find her.
Okay.
Okay, for that, open the fridge.
Hey, Malachi, why don't you open the fridge? I'm carrying the food.
I open the fridge. I'm just standing there like, you know, I expected that.
And with that, Scott pulls out all of the ingredients and just starts shoving everything from the ingredients into the freaking fridge. And then he shuts it. And I'm assuming he's gonna pull out the buckets and the cloths and all the cleaning supplies he bought and
Yeah.
put it beside the fridge and just be like, "Oh my god."
And then
Yeah.
I can't preserve the meat. Sorry.
You don't know anything about preserving meat. Do you know anything about skinning animals and
You know?
Actually, I take that back. I'm a wood elf. Yes, I would know. Why?
I'm just gonna point over to the deer, the dead deer and rabbit that are currently strewn about.
Survival check is what it's gonna be under. If y'all are providing assistance,
I kind of can't because I know nothing about skinning animals and preserving meat.
I don't do it.
Guys, a 26.
Hey.
okay, so they are you're kind of just like, all right, follow my lead. You do this and you do this and then you do this and then you'll go do and magic cooking stuff and then y'all throw it in the fridge.
That's exactly what we do.
That's exactly.
Alright, now if you excuse me, I'm gonna go wash my hands and I'm going to go meditate.
I then wash my hands, pull out what we had bought, and I just have dinner.
As Midnight's
Along-
over there eating some raw slabs of jerky, just like, it'll do.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm letting Raven eat as well.
And you said you were going to bed, or what? After you washed your hands.
Essentially, Mimi's going to go back to the room that she's gonna call hers and look at it to potentially make a shop or whatever.
Okay. As you start to head back, you see the 2 tables and the 2 beds just sitting in the middle, and you're
Oh,
like,
hey, wait, by the way, your stuff's here.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh, and hey, by the way, we had an unwelcomed guest, but the guest is now in my box.
Oh,
Do with that what
so
you
that's the
will.
ghost I was told about when I was at the good shop. Good to know.
Well, I made a new friend.
Cool. By the way, he kind of walks to the center. These are the 2 bed options we have from the carpenter. Points at the nicer one. That one's 500 gold. And he then points at the just weathered wood one. That one's 300.
Being an elf,
With weatherproofing on both.
I would prefer the wood.
they're both made of wood. It's just one's fine wood and one is regular weatherproofed.
Weatherproof. Sounds like something Levitas needs. You know, so it doesn't wet the bed and all. Probably gonna have
I mean,
nightmares
he does
coming
like to
back
call
from his
lightning
dad.
a lot.
Well, he's gonna come back from his father, so he's gonna probably, you know, have a lot of
Very-
issues.
True. Yeah, these are the 2 options we've got. I also got 2 workbenches. Figured we could set up like some enchanting, jeweler, maybe even alchemy shops.
You know, between me and Levitas, we could do the alchemy. Don't see an issue.
Yeah, I figured if we set up some shops, we'd have some semblance of an income besides our adventuring, you know.
So we're staying in this town?
I mean, I figured it was given to us.
Best we could do is use it.
Yeah.
Oh, look, something's finally going right for us misfits.
Hey,
Mischief
we may be a band of
misfits.
misfits, but we do get shit done.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why the mischievous misfits.
And with that,
That could be our door sign or something.
I think that will be a great place to go ahead and wrap up the episode for the night.